We did cut through some red tape for you, brother. We got that information. So I want you to keep us informed, because according to you, you paid $3 down and we're supposed to have a $5,000 balance, right? Now, according to the web and all of the reviews, that usually changes and it sometimes doubles. Okay, okay. If you signed a binding contract, we'll see what happens. And you keep us informed, Desmond. Thanks for calling. That's good to start off like that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Kevin, what's happening, Kevin? Yes, sir. Mark and Suzanne are the experts on that. They shopped it big time. And I'll tell you, there's a million different ways to be charged on credit cards. Some of them have minimums, some of them have per transaction, some of them have monthly fees plus transactions, others. Mark, how many different ways do credit card companies charge you processing? We're talking about credit card processing.
How much are they doing?
How much are you doing approximately a month?
Oh, God, I'd use something like Square or QuickBooks.
Just something that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when you get into the high volume?
Chase Payment Tech's one of the largest, but I mean, you got to have real volume.
Okay, so what is the best way to get billed? Per transaction or what? What's the best way?
You mean as far as how they bill you?
How do you negotiate it? Yeah, aren't there some that just do per transaction, or do they all have monthly fees? How do they work?
Well, like I said, for $50,000, his best is going to be there. But when you get up to a couple $1 million a year or whatever, and you're doing transactions, you want to shop around to probably the 3 or 4 biggest ones. Generally, Chase Payment Tech.
And how do they normally charge?
Well, they'll charge per transaction. They might charge, say, for example, 10 or 20 cents per transaction,
right?
And then they charge the rate on that particular card. Like your Capital One business card that you get a 2% perk on might be a 3% card when you receive that as a merchant, where your regular debit card, not used as a debit card, but swiped as a credit card, so every card is different. 4%. So every card is different.
Which means you get 98% of the deal. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
You get reimbursed, not at 100%.
Correct. Well, generally what happens, and Suzanne does it. Well, generally what happens is most companies, the big ones like Chase Payment Tech, most companies, the big ones, everything will come in for exactly what was bookkeeping. Every $100 at the end of the month. They'll take their percentage at the month, whatever the take their blended rate ends up being, whatever the blended rate ends up being, they'll take back out of the account.
In other words, your rate depends on a certain card.
It could be different than a different card.
Okay,
Visa, MasterCard, per cards are the worst. When you take MasterCard, per cards are the worst. Like my Venture card or my Capital One Spark. Like my Venture card or my Capital One Spark, I get cash back. Those are 2% plus, I get cash back. So basically that's the most expensive card to take. So basically that's the most expensive
so
card
you understand, for a merch. So if you take in $100, so you understand, you might only get $97. So if you take in $100, and then you might only get $97 transaction. And then you also
when you're on little transactions like he is, when you're on little transactions, QuickBooks and Square do a year, they basically just charge you 3.5%. They basically just charge you, 3.5%. Even your cheap cards are 3.5%. So even your cheap cards are 3.5%, and then maybe per transaction. But basically, and they just blend transaction. But basically, when you get into big money, but when you get into big money, I mean, Chase Payment Tech, well, it's not going to matter for him, but I mean, Chase Payment Tech, well, it's not going to matter. So when you switch over, you'll get these calls all the time. Switch over, you'll get these calls all the time. If you're in retail out there, these you got to watch out for, because they'll try to get you long-term contracts, try to sell you this crap equipment that basically no one uses anymore. Try to sell you this crap equipment that Chase Payment Tech, you pretty much do everything online. Because Chase Payment Tech, you pretty much do everything online.
What does Suzanne, what do you have to say to Kevin? What does Suzanne, what do you have to say to Kevin? At the end of the month they do it. At the end of the month they do it. Okay. Okay. So it's just a matter of preference, Kevin.
Okay.
But for your
amounts,
it's just a matter of preference, Kevin. But for your amounts, they're saying that QuickBooks is probably okay.
Well,
is that what it is?
see, the benefit to that is when you reconcile at the end of the month, you know, your sales, your QuickBooks says, hey, I sold this guy $10 worth of stuff. When you try to match up that received payment of $10, it's not existent in the bank account because it's only $9.80. And so it's a pain in the ass.
And then you have to write off the other part, Suzanne, as fees, right? Okay, for each transaction. All right, Kevin, you heard our opinion, and we wish you the best with your nonprofit. 303-713-8255. We have a lot more to talk about coming right up.
I just use QuickBooks to run my stuff per transaction. I mean, you can pay like per month or hundreds of transactions. So you can
watch out for good news that earlier wreck northbound I-25 approaching Hampton. That's cleared out of the way all lanes have reopened. That's cleared out of the way all lanes have reopened. There is the left lane blocked though further south on northbound I-25 after Lincoln Avenue due to a crash. And watch out for delays on the north end. Reports of a vehicle fire northbound I-25 to Florida Parkway, and that's slowing down the drive on southbound I-25.
At Sheridan and 29th. The weather forecast, mostly sunny today, about a 10% chance of afternoon thunderstorms and a high near 85. Right now partly cloudy and 70. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Be there for a refugee forced to flee, a family defying drought, and millions more facing poverty, conflict, and disaster in over 40 countries. Be there even when you can. Learn more at mercycorps.org.
Sean Hannity, today at 1 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
If you're doing any home improvements, Buy and Build is the place to go for cabinets, countertops, sinks, toilets, faucets, and more. Below wholesale pricing, 4800 Washington Street. Now, I could say go to the website, but it doesn't do it justice. Buyandbuild.net, they are really, really comprehensive when it comes to all kinds of stuff. Sinks, tubs, spas, faucets, toilets, lighting, fans, flooring, cabinets, countertops, doors. 303-295-6022. That's Buy and Build, 303-295-6022.
Hey, it's Ross, and I'm here with Mike, who, well, let's just say Advanced Tech Solutions made a big difference in your life. Tell us your story. What happened that Christmas Eve?
I got a letter from the IRS, and they said that I owed them $88,000.
You didn't pay your taxes for a while.
Yeah, I figured that I'd sneak by under the radar.
I guess since it was $88,000, what, they gave you a year to pay, right?
20 days.
20 days to pay. So you get in touch with Advanced Tech Solutions, you work with Frank over there. What happens next?
He got the IRS off me.
We turn that off, and we turn on the boom. Test! That's the boom over there.
You can't see Mike right now. Mike's not acting. A smile on his face.
Test!
Advanced Tech
That is so weird. Why is that not?
Test!
Did it peg it? Is it delayed? Yeah. Okay, so it pegged it. So it's good. It's just a delay. So that would be there. Then you switch it back. As soon as the commercials are done, you turn these three off. You turn these three on. Okay. Now these right here, if Suzanne's talking, you click here and then hit zoom, and it'll bring it to her. Then when it's done, you hit this, and it'll bring it back. In fact, you can pretty much just keep it like that. So you'll keep it like this, and then like this when she's talking. Make sense? You're not worried about that camera? Let me see if it's up. Yep. Let me, let's get him into the, yep, there he is right there. So what you can do is you click that, it'll bring it up there. So when Steve's talking, you can go to Steve like that. Okay. And then boom, then when he's done talking, you can come back, load that one back up. So you got it, when you click it here, it brings it here. This is the preview, and then this is what's actually live. Yeah. So let's just do that, then I'll tell you when to switch these out, because we'll run Price Fixer probably throughout this hour. The next hour we're going to run Frank Duran and Excel, and we switch off 3 or 4 banners. Okay. Oh shit! I got to do one more thing. Dang it! I forgot.
We're up though, right?
We're up on Facebook. I got to get us up on YouTube.
We're on Troubleshooter too.
That's it. That's what I'm working on right now. That's Facebook.
80% of Fortune 500 companies lease their vehicles because that's the smart.
What shirt's he wearing? Okay, it looks like we are live right now here.
Who can help you save time and money and more money, and have been doing just
that. Is that what she's wearing? Yeah, perfect. So watch this. Well, this part you don't need. Copy embedded code.
Lowest delivered price.
Troubleshooter.
To me, the choice of leasing with Alliance is the obvious one for your business. Learn more at alliance.lease. That's right. Just type alliance.lease. Alliance Leasing, your key to the perfect fleet.
Michael Brown, afternoons 4 to 7. It's like a variety show. News, culture, Hollywood, and food. And it's all served with a touch of sarcasm, humor, and seriousness.
Yeah, right now I'm putting...
For more Irreverent Talk Radio.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Got a lot to talk about. We have Larson tax relief in the house if you have any questions, and if you don't want to call in about them, you can email us live at troubleshooter.com or Facebook us. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Patty? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's talk to Manuel. Manuel, what's happening? Hey, what's going on? What happened? Oh, this was about Sears, and the tractor was out of warranty, but explain the situation. It was out of warranty? And how far out of warranty was it? Right. But they didn't believe it. Got the idea?
They gave me a call. They extended the warranty till September. I can't remember the date, but September. And they came out today and put a new transmission in it.
That is wonderful, Manuel.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, as much as I paid for that thing.
Well, I'm happy that we were able to help you.
Well, I'm really glad I called. I wasn't going to call, and I hesitated, and I thought, well, it can't hurt nothing.
Well, thank you very much for letting us know the update. Okay?
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time and your effort to get this thing done. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. And, Suzanne, who worked on that one?
I can't remember if it was me or Daff. One of us did.
Did you work on the Sears one, the tractor?
The out of date, yeah.
The woodpecker.
Yes.
That's an affectionate name, the woodpecker. You know what I mean by that. But that is the greatest analogy, though. You going to do anything about it?
No, bird dogging. She's a bird dogger.
Steve, which one do you like better? I like woodpecker. What do you like?
I'm going with woodpecker on that one, too.
Yeah.
Boo.
Bird dog. What does a bird dog do?
Dog, you know?
It never stops. It keeps going and going and going.
Really? Is that? We could call her the Energizer Bunny.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, 3L3.
Well, the worst one you did, though,
was the pit bull.
With lipstick.
Yeah, I know.
She did not appreciate that.
Yeah. 303-713-8255. All right. Let's keep going here. Larson tax relief in the house. The number one question I get, can you erase penalties?
You can.
Okay. So that's probably one of the easiest things, but not interest.
Not interest, yeah.
Explain why.
It's use of money, right? Hand out free loans, right?
Right.
So when you don't pay your tax, you're taking an unauthorized loan. They're going to get you with interest on that.
But if interest is so low right now, what's their interest rate?
Their interest is egregious. It's not. It's a point over prime, but they accrue it daily. So.
Oh my gosh! So what does that turn out to be?
It depends on the amount that you owe, obviously.
So what do you mean they accrue? So today's amount gets prime plus. And then that amount total the next day is prime plus.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Every day you are actually taxed on the amount of interest from the previous day plus the principal.
So it can pyramid out.
Holy crap.
Oh, $100,000, you can imagine in a year you've accrued $20,000 in interest at least.
So if you have a payment plan, can you ever negotiate that to a fixed rate somehow?
So the interest will continue, but obviously you're on a payment plan, you're paying down the principal portions as you make those payments. So the greater amount of payments, obviously the interest is going to be reduced. But I always tell my clients the IRS is the worst bank in the world. So if you can even get
in other words, it's even better to put it on a credit card.
It would be. It would be almost 100%, reduction in actual interest cost if you do it on a credit card.
If you do it on a credit card, this is a technical question, and then you file bankruptcy, can that credit card company say, this was for taxes, we can prove it, and it shouldn't be bankruptable? I'm serious. I mean, think about that. You turn a non-bankruptable debt, a non-dischargeable debt, into a dischargeable debt?
That is a question for a bankruptcy attorney.
No, I understand that. Okay, that is a question for a bankruptcy attorney.
A good idea, though, from my perspective.
I mean, yeah, it could be a good idea, but it's kind of sneaky.
I don't think so, because I think the IRS, they're always going to get paid first. Actually, that's not true. They wouldn't be paid over someone that's actually like your mortgage company.
Right, yeah. First in time, first in right, just like anybody, the IRS gets in line behind the first person.
Yeah, but they're over
a UCC claim.
They're over any unsecured debt.
Credit cards are unsecured, and certainly they would be behind the IRS.
But they don't go ahead of a mortgage.
Well, and you can't write taxes off generally in a bankruptcy, so if you did pay them on a credit card, how would they... I think they would not... In other words, I don't think you'd be able to dispute it. Man, that is an interesting question. But then you cancel the credit card.
Right.
And you file bankruptcy.
And you file back. I don't know. That's crazy.
Hey, I want to get Wink and Wink on. I'd like to talk.
There's no way it could work, because everybody would do exactly that. Their taxes would be paid and they'd have no debt.
Right, I feel like a bankruptcy, judge would.
And I don't feel like teaching people how to cheat, but I just want to know the facts.
It's a great question.
Yeah, 303-713-8255. Okay, Kat, what's going on with you, Kat?
Well, I fell hook, line, and sinker for a scam.
What happened?
And wanted to know what I can do about it. As the phone rang.
Yeah.
And I looked at the caller ID, and it said Arvada 303-421-3658. At the same time, somebody's at the door and says, Kat, are you home? And I said, yes. And I went to the phone. It was disconnected, so I called the phone number back and didn't know who it was. And they said, can you hear me? We'll put you on hold. And they never came back, and it's a scam call. So I called the Longmont Police Department.
Well, wait a minute. What you said you fell for a scam. So what kind of a scam takes nothing from you?
I don't know. It's the phone. I'm calling to see if I have to worry about this. It's a phone call when they say, can you hear me?
Right.
And you say yes.
Okay, and they take the yes and they edit it into an answer like, are you agreeing to this sale?
Right, but they never said anything.
No, I know.
I even called them back because there was somebody at the door.
Okay, and the person at the door, did they have anything to do with the scam?
No, they were selling magazines.
Okay. I would say I wouldn't worry about it. However, they have to prove you made a purchase. They're not going to be able to prove it. They didn't get any payment method from you, right?
Right. Oh, no, they got nothing.
Yeah, then I wouldn't worry about it, but I would keep an eye on things and just make sure nothing shows up that you didn't purchase. You send it right back, and just, more and more people have been getting these kinds of calls where they're trying to get the answer yes. Here's how you answer that question. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, that's how you answer it. I cannot hear you. I can hear you. Do you understand me? I understand you. Not yes, not no. I mean, that's just extra safety. All right? But I doubt they're going to hold you to a sale, because they'd have to go to court and do all kinds of testimony and bring in tapes, and that's ridiculous. They just use it to intimidate you. The old yes call, I call it. The old yes. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. If you're looking for a used car, truck, SUV, or van, Rocky's from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs. People are coming from all over to find great deals on used cars because they have the prices clearly marked. So if they're shopping around, they can compare. And then they also have variety when it comes to, of course, your selection and your financing. And high values paid for trades, since they need new inventory to sell. 303-426-4646, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, Rocky's, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646.
Win your trip to our 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival, hosted by Ryan Seacrest. Let's go! Over 20 of the greatest performers on the planet. September 22nd and 23rd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Listen to Win Your Trip.
Capital One is the proud marquee partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Also, cardholders, make sure to have your Capital One card with you at the Daytime Village presented by Capital One to unlock exclusive opportunities. See you in Vegas.
They just recently started.
Usually I go to I wait both of them, drop the other one.
Online will have both of them playing at the same time.
Yeah, and then generally, see my overview camera. I want a better overview camera. We gotta get one.
Mark, we're going to mount these cameras, I
We
thought.
talk about that, but every time Dominic says he's waiting to get rid of the shelves, so they're redoing this studio like the other two. But I mean,
Why don't we just do some really strong two-way tape? They have
Or
some
Velcro.
They have some really strong tape, Mark, two-way, and then we can just peel it off.
Or Velcro.
Yeah, but two-way tape is stronger.
As long as it doesn't peel this shit off, yeah. He wants it, no matter what, Dominic wants to hang them. Unless they're just sitting, he made it very clear. What I got to do is get with them, because really what I want one right here, look.
Yeah, and then we don't need this. We don't need this. We can't. This is, I don't want.
That's what I'm saying. Then we
got
got to get a mic.
You get a circular mic and put it right in the center or somewhere. You can have one on a stand there or something.
So we mount one here, a mic there, and then
Get an omnidirectional
these
mic.
other two cameras are fine.
An omnidirectional mic on a tripod.
Actually, I think this one, that one where that one I'd really like right here.
You know what we can do? They should all be on the ceiling.
Yeah, but they don't want to mount in these. I already asked what's his face.
Another thing we can do too is we can put a mic. We can hang a mic too.
So you want to switch the lights out again, Tom?
Mount it right to that.
I almost want to get an empty box of fluorescents that I could just carry around the building. and we'll put a bumper sticker on it that says Martino. So we swapped out the lights so we would have they weren't bright enough. Plus, it was those old fluorescents that kind of give you a headache. Yeah, so we flipped them, but we only put, because they're so bright, we only put 2 in each. Well, someone else says that's not bright enough, so now there's 4 in each, so hold on, put your sunglasses on.
Oh,
it's brutal.
Big hat. Wow.
Did you see it pop up, though? How's the light look when it comes on?
It's really good.
That's the problem, because my God, it is so bright. So really, all they got to do is put a dimmer on, so we can just bring these down here.
Can you dim fluorescence?
What's that?
Yeah.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Certain ones you can. Good question though, because most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
We're outside right now, boys.
Yeah, I know.
Doing sunscreen.
It's got good for my eyes.
What's that? Oh, for right now? Yeah, you're right. Just kidding. Oh, don't worry. Well, there's some truth to that, though.
This stuff works. It does work.
That's what Bill said after taking Andro. What is this one? Now listen to what Richard says about Andro 4.
Picks for follow-up.
I did a lot of research on it before I ordered it.
Okay, now,
I tried other products in the past.
now since we have this picture, Chris, let me show you. Here's what's on. And I don't know if one's on there for sure or not, but these are our lives today.
Yeah.
There's not one on there once again.
No, you're not on until Friday.
For the live.
So then today is.
Oh, today's Thursday. Today is, Tom. Personal inventory for Buddy, though. Okay. All right, good, man. That was it. So you're saying tomorrow it'll be on here?
It will, and you have.
Why wasn't it on the other day, though? It's just a miss?
Cash. Because we didn't get you the invoice in time.
Got it. No problem.
So you have 2 make goods to give me back. I sent you the dates.
I don't want to do make goods. I'd rather just keep the credit. On my next order, we'll apply it.
Okay.
I don't like make goods because I already told. I'm not going to go back and go through brain surgery and makeups. It's not worth it to me.
Got it. Very good. Thank you, Mark.
So you issue me a credit for both of those. My next order will take it off. They don't have to cut me a check or refund it. We'll just somehow apply it to the next one.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, now that he's really learning the system, I like him. He's an eager beaver, man. He's a good sales guy. Really good.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, I urge you to check your Uber statements and your emails and all of your receipts and your credit card statements if you use Uber. I used Uber, and every single time I tracked it, every single time my Uber account was used for excess rides that were unauthorized after I used it, even after I changed credit cards, and my credit card was used for unauthorized purchases, and it was directly correlated to my use of Uber, directly.
I think someone's got your Uber password, so until you change that Uber password, it doesn't matter if you change credit cards.
I changed my Uber password, but Mark, how would they get my Uber password? It was so complicated.
I have no idea.
It was password with a 0 instead of an O. Now, how could anyone figure that out?
I use 1, 2, 3, 4 personally, and no one's hacked it.
How could anyone figure out my password? It's password, but I put a 0 instead of the O.
What credit card number were you using?
458-648-741-3466. Expiration date 3/19, and it was the code on the back was 632. So that was my credit card.
Billing address, Tom?
The billing address, zip code, was 80693. So that was everything. But my passwords are always very complicated. Sometimes I use, instead of S's, I use the $sign.
You should use your name.
I always use password, but it's either PA $WORD, or I put a 0 in there instead of an O. But anyway, how can anyone figure that out?
You know, we had something going around the office the next time you would get hacked. You know who won the pool?
Did you?
No.
Who?
I thought it would be the following month. Suzanne had it.
You know, I don't do anything wrong. I used Uber, and Uber hacked me, or someone has access to Uber. But Mark, I don't think it's knowing your password. Here's why. If they know my password, therefore what? They're logging in with my account to you on their phone?
Yeah, because they're taking on this last.
How do they figure out my username?
On this last particular one, well, whatever your email is. I don't know how they got your information. Maybe they got into your Gmail and got it or something. I have no idea how they got it, but the only things that make sense to me, because they're taking more Uber rides, they can't use a credit card for other stuff because they can't see the whole number, but they can use it on an Uber app and take Uber rides on your nickel. But you said you changed it, right?
But they also use my credit card for other things.
Well, if they used it for other things, my theory's shot then.
Well, one time they did. The second time with that new the old card. The first time in Miami, they just used it for Uber rides. The second time, oh no, they used it for one other thing. Then the second time, they used it for cell phones, and they used it for Uber, and they used it for parking tickets in Chicago.
And then this one?
This one was just one Uber ride I caught immediately, an unauthorized ride, and so I shut it down.
Here's what kills me. Uber should be able to look at whatever app or whatever device it knows, like right now you have Uber on your phone. It knows that Uber app is on your phone.
Then they should disable that phone because they cheated. That's what they should do. That EIN number or that IP or whatever that phone
they should disable the use of their app on that phone. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, then you shut down cheaters. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we discussed paying taxes with credit cards. Can we go bankrupt? We're going to check with our bankruptcy attorney if we can. I'd like to. And then also we talked about getting penalties erased. Yes, you can often get penalties erased, but not interest, and interest can go really, really high. Now, when you find payment arrangements, Steve, do people ever get loans instead of payment arrangements with the IRS? Do they ever do loans?
Yeah, it's possible, and once again,
like
kind of
seconds on their homes and stuff.
Right. Yeah. The problem with that is typically there's an IRS tax lien in place, and if a bank
so what comes first,
agency,
chicken or the egg? You can't get a loan if you have an IRS lien, unless what if you say the loan is to pay that lien? They still won't do it.
If the loan is to full pay it, typically they'll go ahead and
simultaneous closing.
Exactly, and that's something that we do as well. It's called a certificate of discharge.
So you take the money at the loan, pay off the tax lien, and then the tax lien is removed.
Right, and a lot of people don't understand that that's actually a process that you have to go through with to get at the closing table. You have to have a specific letter called a conditional letter of discharge to allow that that transaction to take place. And so we do that as well. We'll go and I'll actually discuss it with the bank and with the IRS, and I get the two together and say, hey, look, at this transaction, the IRS is going to be cleared so that the closing agent can be, sure that they're transferring unclouded title. So that's something we deal with.
Steve is a licensed attorney. He's also an enrolled agent with Larson. So how often do you find that the bill is not accurate?
That actually happens a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
So they just assumed you owed this much, but when you go in and start checking the records, they don't.
Right. Yeah, and I think that in any case, if you're going to be paying the IRS, and I tell this to my clients, paying the IRS without proper counsel is like casting salt in the ocean, because you just don't know if it's correct or not. You need to know and go back and verify all the payments, verify that all the interest is correct, and verify the assessments are actually in fact accurate. A lot of times they are off by tens and $20,000s of dollars just because someone keyed in something incorrectly, and we go back and make sure that that is accurate before any payments are made.
303-713-8255. Now, one guy said somebody stole my credit card and just happened to use it on his own Uber account, but he didn't, and I'll tell you why. I got the Uber receipt on my email, so someone is actually using my Uber account. So the guy on Facebook, Adam, I appreciate it. Adam commented, and Suzanne, you may want to answer him, or Daphne answer him because I'm not logged in. But he says your credit card got stolen. They simply used it on their own Uber account. But that's not true. They actually used my Uber account because I got the receipt for the unauthorized ride. It actually came to me from Uber, where they tell you that you just took a ride and they ask you if you want a tip or, if you want to add to it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now let's talk to Tabitha. Tabitha, what's happening?
Hi, how are you?
What's going on, Tabitha?
I'm just following up on my fence with you.
Okay, this was an original problem with who?
5-star cedar fence.
Okay, 5-star cedar fence. I'm looking for the photographs here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Mark, do you remember 5-star cedar fence?
God, I don't.
Okay, it's terrible, but is it only terrible where it attaches to the house, that one thing, or I only got those pictures?
Yeah, that's the only picture I sent out. So what I was telling her when she called me back was the guy did come out because remember you might not, you talked to a lot of people. Bill was who you had talked to, and he claimed to be the owner. And you told me, look at it with fresh eyes. So the guy, he sent a new guy out. And,
you know what? I usually remember calls. Suzanne, did I take this call? Because I usually remember every call.
Well, Tabitha would probably remember better than I, but I think you did.
Okay, and so we talked to the guy on the air. Okay.
You did. So you got Bill online.
How long ago was this? Let me look.
It's been it's been about I want to say a month.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So he did send someone else out, and I had sent you guys an email just to inform you that the new installer was completely appalled by the old fence. And
what did he say he would do?
He redid the back, and then he just came out yesterday, actually, and redid the front.
Excellent.
Yeah, so my question was, and the only reason I was following up is because I did take your advice, like I'm not nitpicking, and he's doing a fantastic job.
But that one picture you have of the nailing, that's not fantastic.
No, it's not. And so my problem with that was when I came home and saw they'd ripped out the old fence, I went over to that pole because it's bowed. So the new company had essentially tried to, take it out.
Yeah.
And then, so it's bowing out. So it's nailed into the house. So I called Bill, and I'm like, hey, this isn't normal. And he's like, actually, Tabitha, it is. It's called cating or something. He says, Google it. And I said, no, it's not normal. And I said, you guys have taken chips out of my actual house, and you scratched up all the
Now, what did he say was normal, dear? What did he say was normal?
He said no. He said nailing it into the house like that is normal.
You mean like toenailing? Is that what he said?
No, well, like they concreted it in, and then Victor actually took a nail and nailed it to my house.
And so, well, I don't know if I don't mind so much it being nailed to the house.
Well,
what I mind is I don't mind it being nailed to the house. This for support, that one post. What bothers me is how they nailed it to the house.
Right.
It just wasn't done properly. And I also would have probably preferred they screwed it as opposed to nailing. But I mean, I don't think that I would care so much about it being attached to the house. Go ahead.
I don't mind that because I didn't even know it was nailed to the house. So what happened was the new guy, you can tell he tried to remove it. So when he tried to put something in there, which is what made it bow out like that, so he'd essentially, like, now the paint on the house is scraped up, and now there's chips taken out of the actual siding of, like, the wood siding. And so what I had told, it's Suzanne, right? What I told her, I guess the reason I'm so sensitive about this is because I built my house. You know, most people can just go get a realtor and buy a house. I built my house with Habitat. So not only did I have to have money, I had to build houses. And I put a lot of time into building other houses.
Okay, so what do you want done? What do you want done?
Bill, well, I asked him, I said, you know, the fence is getting put in. I appreciate that. Who's going to come pick up all the remnants? Who's going to take the concrete out of the ground? Who's going to fix the shed? And who's going to fix the house? He said, oh, Juan Carlos, the new guy is more than capable of doing it.
So did the previous guy hire the new guy to take care of it?
He did.
Well, then at least, you know, the way I look at it is, at least the guy's responding to us.
Well, yeah, they're putting the fence in, but he's saying nobody's going to fix the damages to the house. So, I mean,
How much damage do you have to your house?
So, I don't know how you would, I mean, I've got the paint, the chips out of the side of the house and the paint, and then I've got the whole shed needs to, the whole shed.
Well, why didn't you take pictures of that, Tabitha?
I do.
Well, I don't have them. I don't have any pictures of damage to a shed.
Well, I sent him the first time I emailed
Okay, well, I have to see her. We have to have somebody eyeball this. Look, we got the guy to redo the entire fence. Now she's saying she wants damages fixed. But I don't see damages. I want to see the damages she's talking about, or have someone go out and eyeball it for us. That's where we have to. I mean, the guy seems like he's cooperating. And again, you say you're not nitpicking. Fine. Let's look at the damage. I have no photographs of that damage. Okay? So help me out here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. Listen, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is the one with that semi-permanent treatment for tinnitus. People have asked me about this, and they say, is it permanent? Now, this is what I have to tell you. It can be permanent. There are many people who have had it done years ago, and the tinnitus is not coming back. It's called the Synchra. But here's the deal. I want to emphasize, you buy the therapy, you buy the unit and the ear things, and this is a passive therapy. You listen to a certain frequencies, and it eradicates the tinnitus. But here's the good news. You get to keep that appliance for your life once you pay for the treatment. And therefore, if it does come back, you can retreat yourself. So it is a permanent solution. And Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center will even let you try it out first. They also let you try out hearing aids. 303-534-0163. 534-0163. Helpforringing.com.
Ask me about updates. I got a lazy days.
Tom, I have GG coming on. What's the question for again?
I want to know about paying taxes.
Because we're done with it.
Can we pay taxes?
Yeah, so what I would do is just hit close
on credit cards and then do it taxes with credit cards so you can go bankrupt.
Okay,
because that in essence,
you're paying the IRS
because that in essence,
non-bankruptable
that
debt
is
and then
you're taking a non-dischargeable debt. You're turning into a dischargeable debt. It looks like.
Okay, getting wrong.
I mean, that's what.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. And I guess there's some logistics there too. You have to have extra credit.
So, let's find the one. There should be a price fixer where we see. Well, they might just have it. I see what he did. He built them in. So how we override it is we come down to the one we want to put up, and we hit 4. The price fixer one's actually behind there still. It's just layers over layers. See, I could come down and put this over too.
So you put them all up there and then just remove them?
What did that lead to for you in taxes?
I did not file my taxes
Well,
for
let's
many
keep
years,
this one in
and
there right now.
I was becoming frightened that the IRS...
They should all get equal time. So you got Frank Duran, Compass, Price Fixer, in Excel Roofing. And Excel is where?
Our medical bill is deductible, right? With drug rehab.
So, once again, you would just go down to this.
And so how did advanced tech
I'm going
solutions
to ask you.
So try to remember,
I should be tracking it, or?
yeah, they should get equal time, so 3 hours, equal time.
Yeah,
You know, if one of them's in studio or something like that, they might get more time. But generally speaking, it's
Not per se level, but if you...
Or we do our
appreciate
demos.
for it. You know,
Well, why? It's a medical bill.
Dan's got his own method to manage. He usually rotates them like every 15
They
minutes.
have...
So there's 4 of them.
Subjective.
So each show will get,
So if
at
someone
the first
just
break,
checks
you might
themselves
switch.
in,
That way they each
check
get time in
themselves
each
in,
hour.
There's no doctor's note indicating that they need to be
But
there.
since you started it,
It's hard to
yes,
get
that was Greg's
that
fault.
acceptance, and it's a voluntary.
You know,
Tantamount to like, you know, plastic surgery or something, which is not an allowable medical expense.
what the hell's going on in Barcelona? Oh, another damn attack.
Is it too bad in that one?
I'm
So
sure.
are you up on YouTube and Facebook?
Yeah. CNN will blame Trump for the attack, I'm sure. Yeah, that's perfect. And then if this ever goes off for red, let me know. Because that means we've got a problem. Our people kill on these banners, though. That Price Fixer kills, the Excel one kills.
Oh, and so that and that.
We got to do a new digital, too. I need you
Okay, you
to...
tell me which one, Mark. Tell me what you need.
All right, I just got to pin you
We
down.
want to work with affordability and what you can
well-
every month so that you're comfortable and it's something that works well for your situation.
Okay.
What? Oh, you need to tell me.
Because I don't know what the offer is yet, so actually...
What company?
APO and CAT.
When you need it most.
CAT's going to send me...
I know what to do.
Well, she's going to send me 3 offers.
Well, here's
Then we're
the
going
thing.
to decide which offer's the best.
I already went through this with her. She's too widespread. So she does several things. She does accounting.
Correct.
She does payroll.
Yep.
She does enrolled agent.
Yep.
She does tax returns. She does all kinds of stuff. So I told her you pick one thing for each campaign.
Correct. So what I'm going to do, she's going to send me
I will design it for that campaign.
3 or 4 deals that are all different things, and I'm going to ask about 10 different businesses which one's the most appealing to them, and then we'll build off that deal. The free QuickBooks setup, I got to be honest, most accountants charge hundreds of dollars for that, but I don't know how many companies, small businesses
No, that's
need
good.
that.
It is good. But she's never advertised that alone, Mark.
I know exactly what you're saying. We talked about that as well. I said, I
did
know
a
you
lot-
and Tom were trying to
I
focus.
did a lot of stuff for her. A lot of good.
Credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site for smart companies like yours. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
When I grow up, I want to
Is there any way on these cameras to digitally change that 630K up to a troubleshooter graphic? Like all the wallpaper?
I don't want to be.
We could green screen it, but we're not going to do that. You couldn't do it like how you're talking.
Where it looks like the wallpaper?
Yeah, if it was a green screen, we could
Mark,
change
can I
it
hook
every
up?
day.
If I'm on,
Which would be really cool.
Mark,
Yes.
if I'm on Wi-Fi,
Yes, sir.
can I print to my printer at home?
What Wi-Fi are you on?
No, if I'm on this Wi-Fi, can I?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Gigi Wink is with us from Wink & Wink. They are bankruptcy attorneys on our referral list, referralist.com. We had a very interesting question from email here, Gigi. Somebody wanted to know, because we have our Larson Tax Relief with us today, and they often negotiate some tax relief and different arrangements, and he made the statement that the IRS is the worst bank in the world because of the interest rates and all of that. So if someone put their tax bill on a credit card, then later found they're having a tough time getting along, and they do a bankruptcy, did they in essence take a non-dischargeable debt like tax and convert it to a dischargeable debt on a credit card?
Technically, no. The real issue is whether the credit card company ever catches it. But it's as if it's the same debt, and the credit card company, if it was not dischargeable when you made the charge, or when you filed the bankruptcy, right? It's all going to revert back to whatever tax year you paid. And
okay, so what does that mean?
Rule.
If I pay a back tax bill of $8,000 on my credit card and then do a bankruptcy, if they know it's a credit card, they can go to my bankruptcy court and get it non-discharged?
That's right. If that tax debt would have also been non-dischargeable.
Let me throw this out there, Gigi. Almost anybody, I mean, long as your credit score
the same
is not
would
like
be
10, you can get a Square account, and you can take your own credit cards like babysitters do. If I took my own credit card, swiped it into my own Square account, got $10,000 or whatever's on the credit card, paid my tax bill
with cash.
With the cash, how would anybody ever know the difference? I'm not asking you if it's fraudulent.
No, that's the same as asking take a cash advance. If you took a cash advance and paid it.
Yeah, but cash advance, they generally only give you like 10% of your available balance.
Whatever, but that would
how would that work, Gigi?
They could do that.
I'm not asking if it's fraudulent. How would you get caught?
They could take monthly.
Whoever you owe the money to would have to figure it out, in my opinion.
So you would have, if you took cash advances, literally took cash advances weekly or monthly, and paid off a tax bill, that would be harder than if you used the card to swipe with the IRS. Or
probably.
And so
we're asking her to tread on some bizarre water.
But Gigi, we also heard of people that refinanced their student loans with a private loan. Does it become dischargeable? The answer is no, right?
No. No. Well.
Now wait a minute. If I take a signature loan,
First Bank gave you a loan for $20,000 and you used it to pay off your student loans.
Right.
I think you probably it'd be up to First Bank to make that legal argument.
Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. So,
but we're not suggesting it.
No, of course not. But Gigi, thank you very much.
At Wink and Wink, and they are at winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. Just remember, we got a lot more to talk about on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around.
You know, that poor woman, she's going, well, yeah, of course it'll work, but
I tell you to do that. And Mark's like, this is how you would do it hypothetically. Let's say you got a Square, let's just say.
That's how you, because the problem, if you look at...
Well, the student loan thing is interesting, too, my goodness.
My one, what do you call it, Capital One card got a $40,000 credit line. The cash advance though is only like $5,000.
Right.
But I have a Square account, a QuickBooks account. I got no. I could swipe that for $40,000. It's going to cost me 3%. It's in my bank account the next day. It's all illegal. It's hell, or it's all fraudulent. I don't want to say it's illegal. Well, I don't know if it's fraudulent, honestly.
I don't. I mean, yeah. Are you trying to subvert collections? No, you're paying the IRS, right? So what the collections and the you're subverting the credit card's ability to collect, which they can come back and.
But I'd like to see. Here's what I'd like to see. Let's say the credit card company shows up. Here's all they could do. Here's all they could do, because the trustee is not going to pull the money back from the IRS. I don't give a shit what they say.
Like disgorging from the IRS.
Well, because the IRS is going to be ahead of the credit card company anyhow. So there's no doubt about it. They're not going to pull the money back. But the credit card company could do an adversary hearing, say it was fraudulent, and I owe that $20,000 or whatever it is. Still. But the IRS would still be paid off.
They'd be paid off.
But I can't bankrupt the other day.
You may have to still pay the credit card. But like we talked about, that's at a better interest rate. So you give it a run. And you got $13,000 in bankruptcy attorney bills that you just paid. So that's something to take into account as well.
I walked into my trustee when I went through my shit years ago. I handed him $18,000 cash. This guy's jaw dropped. I don't think anybody's handed him cash before.
Yeah, no way.
He looked at me like I'm insane. I couldn't have found that in a million years.
Right.
But the problem here's what I cashed out one of my. I cashed not a 401k. I cashed out a normal. A normal Ameritrade account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just tied to my name. So I figured he would see that as an asset at some point, so I might as well cash it out and hand it to him, which I did. But if it was a retirement fund, they can't touch it.
Yeah, or if you cashed it out, you would have gotten hammered on penalties and things. Not a good idea to do that voluntarily.
With its powerful technology,
$3,500 for what?
It needs to be.
I got to look into it. It was like yesterday.
So you did your taxes. They say you owe money. Wrong, you owe $3,500.
Yeah. A lot of it was like FSA stuff. That's the spending account.
Who's your accountant for?
Some who? Some guy just fired. Like, I fired him last year.
Did you talk to Mallory yet?
No.
You got to go talk.
I'm just waiting for the. Actually,
he said
the notice will say exactly what they're assessing you for, and you got 30 days to respond. So take it to a CPA, he'll take your return, he'll look at it, and he'll say yes or no. I mean, it could be very possible that you figure out.
When I first switched to this guy that I've had for almost 15 years now,
so we're going to adjust that out. But
I was upset over something with my old accountant, so I go to this new guy, Mallory. Still use it to this guy.
Still do things. He has to do things above board.
He went 3 years back on what the other guy did.
Oh,
okay. And he got me. Listen to this, man. He got me about $46,000. This other asshole missed.
It's not accurate.
It's not accurate.
I didn't get audited, and it went through.
This is why, I think I'm correct.
Let's put it this way: there was nothing fraudulent. It was good. It was good.
If you don't pay it, but you object to it.
And he brought me through 2 audits in the last 15 years. One was a corporate audit, and then one a personal. Both audits, 0 change. I didn't even have to talk to the IRS rep. Never met him, never did anything. Power of attorney, not one nickel, not one change thing. So whatever he does, the IRS signed off on, so how else can I say it? You know what it is, though? He's more aggressive than most. But he wins in the audit, so who gives a shit?
I know you're laying down and you hate being out of the government, but unless it hits like a $20,000,
I'm trying not to cuss. It's the hardest thing in the world for me. I really try not to cuss in here. But then I realize after I do it, I did it.
Yeah, I could have tried. Looks right.
They think that is like,
the thing is, if you did owe it, and it's just there's no penalties associated with it right now.
That's why
if there were ultimately a penalty, you could pursue your former CPA for that if they screwed something up. But right now,
that Jersey boy in me.
You actually just owe that tax, and so there's really no damage there.
Wait, now he's not a proper CPA. That would make a difference.
Yeah, CPAs have certain.
I forwarded you another freaking timeshare exit team one.
I think he's
the settlement's $5,000 more than he owed.
Can you even? How do you justify that in a million years? We're going to charge you $15,000 to get rid of the $5,000 you owe. How do you go there? Oh my goodness! 2 years later. If that's true. Well, that's
Well,
I
mean,
if you end up having to pay the $3,500, I would ask him for your fees back on that, for sure, on that preparation, because it's screwed up. But I'd have the other CPA take a quick look and make sure that
a friend of mine came in and I haven't seen it in 24 years.
And then, look, anybody.
Like, literally haven't seen
it? This is a breach of contract. I hired you to do something, you didn't do it right.
Carl and I went to see
you. You get my money back, and we'll leave it here. I'll take that money to pay the IRS.
And he left this morning, but we went out to eat.
I mean, I did owe in fees.
Carl had seen it a few more days, because Carl's...
No, that goes towards the $3,500, right?
But it was fun.
Where'd you do? Where'd you work with him, or how'd you know him?
Elementary school and high school.
Oh, well, then you've known him more than 24 years.
I haven't seen him in 24 years.
Oh, okay, you've known him forever.
Haven't seen him in 24 years.
What's he do?
He worked for IBM and then Lenovo.
Oh, okay.
Retired.
Yeah, this should be in line.
Florida for a while.
Oh, yeah, we see that. We'll change it. Sorry, you don't know us anymore.
Did you guys raise hell together?
Yeah. Like literally.
We were very good friends. Carl, Michael, Tony, and the 4 of us were very good friends.
You ever see Tony?
Tony was there. Michael, you mean? Michael's the only one we haven't seen. None of us have.
But he's alive as far as
he's Tony's brother, but he's like, he's weird, cuckoo, in a good way. I mean, he's a great guy, but like he won't fly, so we can't rendezvous anywhere unless we go to him.
I got you. Yeah. Where's he at? Still New York?
No, he's in Detroit.
Jeez, God, why would anybody go to Detroit?
Carl and I are out here. Carl and I have always lived near each other.
Hi, Tom Martino here with Major Mark Major, and Sue's at the ready, and then we have Brutus at the controls. And our guest today, Steve Cizik, a licensed attorney and enrolled agent representing people before the IRS with larceny tax relief. That's what enrolled agents do. And Larson Tax Relief is our guest today, talking about tax issues, also on our referral list, referralist.com. Lisa has a tax question. By the way, if you're just tuning in, tell friends about it. This is a consumer advocacy show. We've been helping people for years. That's all I can tell you, with any problem you have. Lisa, so what's going on with your taxes?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
So we've been getting bills from the IRS for several years, and it is a different amount every time.
Now, what is it for?
Well, there was an error on our taxes, I don't know, like 5 years ago, and we had a reconciled amount, which we thought we paid, and then we keep getting our tax returns get taken from them, and then we call, and they say, you owe $2,000, and we call again, you owe $8,000. And my husband said that they admitted one time, they're like, well, it looks like you had a zero balance at one point, but now it's changing, you have different fees added, and we can't seem to figure out finding the right person.
All right, so what do we do with something like this?
All right, this is a perfect example of enlisting the help of a taxpayer advocate. Have you attempted that yet?
Why calling?
So you have to file a form. It's called a 911.
No, how much money is that at issue here, though?
Between $2,000 and $8,000 or so.
Is that what you said? How much?
It's different every time we get a bill.
Okay. Now, what are you talking about this form? What is it?
All right. So it's called the 911 form. It's a taxpayer advocate. They're a third-party watchdog connected to the IRS.
Oh, so it's no cost to you?
No cost to you to file the form. Look it up on irs.gov. Fill it out, explain exactly the situation.
And then what?
And then the advocate will call you within 5 to 10 days.
No. Are they part of the IRS?
They are connected to the IRS, but they're independent.
Wait, this is called the taxpayer's advocate.
Correct.
Well, don't they put you out of business?
No, they're not very good at negotiation, but they're great at paperwork.
They are.
So if there is an issue like this where you can't figure out, nobody's giving you a straight answer, no matter how many times you call, the advocate can actually access the IRS systems. The IRS does.
They work for the IRS.
They're connected to the IRS.
They're called taxpayer advocates.
That's correct. Yeah, and so they're good at
Form 911.
Yeah, when you have a logistical
I have never known this. I never knew this.
Yeah, and it's great. I actually helped my brother out when he had an issue with this. I was like, I don't.
But they won't. Like, if you have a back tax debt, they won't help you, will they?
I mean, I guess if you can't afford representation, there's sort of like a public defender, so you kind of get what you pay for.
I've used one.
And what about you have, Mark?
Yeah, I owed payroll taxes going way back when we did our Chapter 11 for Colorado Car Care. And the amount that I paid was exactly what I owed, with interest, with payments, and they said I owed more. And I said, well, show me how I owe more. Give me the paperwork. Prove to me I owe more. And sure enough, the IRS basically couldn't, so that was that.
And the advocate helped you?
He did I mean, he's the one that went to them and said, okay.
They can cut through the mustard.
Right.
Well, no, really what they do is say, okay, well, show us why does he owe it? For what for what person, for what employee, for what?
They have a lot of power, actually, the advocate. They can actually access the IRS systems. They can pull all the different transcripts that are necessary, and they can do this for you without having to pay them anything.
You know the other thing they can do, if the person ends up there in collection right there, they can stop the collection. They can literally, so if the IRS is garnishing your check, they can stop that if they think it's supposed to be stopped.
Right. If there's a valid reason why you shouldn't be in collections, the advocate can then enter us whole.
Lisa, isn't that wonderful?
Can they refund money? Because I feel like we've overpaid.
So the advocate will make sure that your account is adjusted out, and then the advocate can actually, on your behalf, if there is a refund owed, they can send an internal memoranda to get a refund issued. So they can do that as well. They don't actually, they are not the IRS. They are a sort of a overreaching guardian of, for the advocate, so to speak, and, for taxpayers. So, defined, name is defined by that. But,
and it is Form 911.
Yep, Form 911. Go to irs.gov. It'll indicate exactly how to fill it out and who to send it to.
Like 911 in an emergency. I think that's not, I think that's intended.
And they don't respond necessarily like it's emergency. I mean, you got to wait probably 5 to 10 days before you get a call. But
and then it could be months and months out.
Right. And they'll schedule 30 days to get back to you and that type of thing. But they will take the case and they will work it for you and they'll keep you updated.
Are there times they won't take a case?
Absolutely. So if you're in a regular collections case, like someone who would call me, for example, typically an advocate's not taking that case because it's not a technical issue. It's more of a collections or a negotiation issue. And advocates are not necessarily, I mean, they will do those type of cases, but typically you have to try to resolve the case originally with the IRS first before going to an advocate. I've had the most success with advocates on these technical issues. They're very, very good with resolving these paperwork issues that even for me sometimes, you know, I'm just banging my head against the wall because nobody will give me a straight answer. The advocate can figure it out for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Wow.
Do you remember when the Fed shut down the government? I don't even remember what year. But the IRS, you know, they weren't essential. They were shut down for that 60-day period. Bankruptcy courts were closed down. I mean, it was a freaking nightmare. But during that period of time, a lot of people's paperwork got lost, if you will, and never to be found again. So there's a lot of things they simply can't prove.
Right, yeah, and if, you know, the IRS is pursuing a debt that they can't necessarily identify, there's an advocate issue because, you know, I can file all the paperwork in the world, but at the end of the day, you need to have somebody go into the system, and I don't have access to that system. I can file the paperwork, and I can go to appeals, and you don't want to pay me $10,000 to go to tax court to prove something that advocate you can do essentially for free.
I have a Facebook message here, and they want to know what that, the name of the orthodontics I talk about. It's called the New Orthodontics. So it's and the new early orthodontics is for kids, and the thing that's different about them is that they use mouthpieces to gradually expand the palate of the adult or the child. They've proven adult palates do not fuse. Dr. Kent Lawson has proven this. Now, where the kids differ is they get to kids really, really early. My kids are using these mouthpieces. And you pay a small monthly fee, really, and you just stay on this program. And these mouthpieces are straightening my kids' teeth. They only wear them at night. It's amazing. Then, when it's time for braces, my daughter may not even need braces. My son might need braces, but for a much shorter time. So together, the new early orthodontics is cheaper and better. And there's no extractions, no surgeries. Is that amazing, Mark?
Oh, I've said it a million times. I wish we did that with our kids because both of our kids needed braces. It was a long time. It's a painful process.
And expensive, right.
Inexpensive. But if I knew, I wish he existed back then.
And then with adults, he does the same thing, but a little differently in that it's more aggressive. And it's done over a 2-year period with adults, but it's way cheaper than veneers, like thousands and thousands of dollars cheaper. 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. Now it's called Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. That's in Aurora. Then he has the new orthodontics, Neo Smiles, in Lone Tree. But that number will get you to both 690-0100.
You know, there was real quick on that. There was a bunch of people that I got emails for when we used to advertise for them a long time ago that were adults, that teeth were so bad, they wore this, whatever he does to straighten them, they got rid of the CPAP machine because they didn't need it anymore.
A lot of people don't realize that when you have a crooked jaw, crooked teeth, that can cause sleep apnea. So it's amazing. Now, Tabitha sent some pictures of that shed I asked her to send. And so, did you send them to me?
I did. I sent them to you and Mark both.
Okay, where is it? All right, there. Is that new one? Okay. Now, the damage to the shed, that little corner there, God, this is tiny. I mean, this is really tiny. I'm not saying there's nothing there, but this is easy to fix. I mean, this is not a lot. Tabitha, that's good news, though. There's not a lot of damage here, dear. Now, that one board sticking out, that looks almost like it was warped over time, but maybe they did that. And then the chips. You have touch-up paint? Mark, did you see the damage?
What do you want me to say?
Say the truth.
My God, you're going way overboard.
I think you are, but look, she has the pride here of helping to build. I mean, she had to chip in for this house. I mean, she literally put in labor to get this house.
Well, and I understand that, and she did great things for other people, helping them get into
I know exactly how she feels because I'm a perfectionist.
But
come on, I think the last picture you sent, with that little board sticking out, I swear to you, I'll bet you that was there before. The siding does that sometimes. It kind of sticks out like that sometimes. I'm not trying to talk you into accepting this, but I'm telling you that all of this might cost $50 to fix. I mean, it's nothing. So, listen, Tabitha, this is not a big deal. And
handyman matters.
Plus the guy, hold on, plus the guy is doing the whole fence over again.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you though. So what Juan Carlos, the new fence guy, told me is that Bill's not even paying him. Like he's asking for money and he hasn't even paid him. So
well right now, just get the fence. Is the fence done yet?
No.
Let's get the fence done first, and then let's address whatever damage is there, please. I don't want to keep going back to this guy. It does, Tabitha, I know you don't mean to sound like this, but it does sound like you're nitpicking. And then the fact that he's not getting paid, let Juan Carlos figure that out with that guy. All I know is this guy is trying to fix the fence. They took the whole fence out, and they're doing it again. That, to me, is a major deal. That is a major deal to me, that they're redoing the whole fence. Right, Mark? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, and 100 people could walk by some of these pictures she took. There's one here that's got a scuff this big. You can see the nail head next to it.
No, I know. It's,
I mean,
I'm not making fun of you. Now, John.
Yeah, Tom.
John is the elderly man who called about his best friend who needs surgery, his little dog.
Suzanne did some great work on this.
Yes, and we did a GoFundMe site, and we need to push it. But I did say no matter what, we're going to get this done no matter what.
No, but she got some better news.
Okay? And let's just say the hip surgery is expensive. And was it hip surgery or not?
It's a tumor on the leg.
I'm sorry. That's right.
That's
tumor.
okay.
It's tumor. Okay. So, John, we have the GoFundMe site that Allie did for us, our intern. She did a good job, and it raised a few $100. And then we have some other fine people who want to chip in, including us. We will get this done, but we still want people to go to GoFundMe. What do they look for on GoFundMe?
CODA's, here it is, CODA Surgery Fund, and that's KODAH, CODA Surgery Fund.
KODAH.
And you will see John and the little puppy.
Okay,
Tom.
now.
But we found.
Go ahead. Tell us the big payoff.
So I checked with our vet that we absolutely love for our animals, Tom, Broadview Animal Clinic, and because they're so reasonably priced.
And what happened?
And so I sent them the estimate that John has, and they are going to do it. And this is a regular price, no deal for being Martino show or anything. $300 to $350.
Wow.
So we're almost to the goal.
Well, wait a minute. We can make up a difference. So wait a minute. So we will make up the difference, John.
If you want to do that, but I thought we would push it one more time.
Yeah, well, we'll push it one more time because no matter what, if we don't donate to this, we'll donate to something else. So you're helping no matter what when you do go to that GoFundMe site. But it's very important to note that this vet is just extraordinarily good value. You said, Mark, almost all the time.
I drive from Franktown to this guy in Aurora for
and he's half price, usually.
Sometimes more than that.
Okay, so we're going to help you, John. Don't worry about it. Quickly, I want to tell you about the Raleigh House because Mark checked in with them, and we found out that we are helping many of our listeners. It's a good feeling to know that they're getting treatment for their addiction. And Steve told us here that any out-of-pocket, if it amounts to a certain amount, that is considered a valid tax deduction most of the time for drug treatment, right, Steve?
Yeah, as long as you've got medical confirmation that it's necessary, that's a legitimate debt.
Now, the Raleigh House, of course, wants to teach you how to talk to your addicts. So if you need instructions on how to do that and what to say, what not to say, they've set up this line just for our friends. Now, if you're an addict, you can call this line directly, too. And you don't have to say Martino sent you or anything. This is all for the effort. If you call this number, they'll know why you're calling to help you help your addict to get into treatment. Now, even if you don't want to go to the Raleigh House, you need to know how to talk to the addict. They, of course, want to introduce you to the Raleigh House and what they do, but treatment is necessary. And these people do treatment. They will work with you financially. They also, of course, take insurance, and that's what should cover it if you have insurance. They do the blood work, nutritional supplements, and the behavioral counseling. What else, Mark?
You know, the one thing that amazed me, they were telling me just the other day, is a lot of people call, they have questions like, hey, my spouse or my kids have been on these painkillers for a long period of time. I mean, their doctor prescribed. Are they an addict? What signs do I look for?
Exactly. They don't even know if they have a problem.
They'll talk to you over the phone.
Yeah, so if you have any substance issues at all, substance abuse, alcohol, pills, whatever, 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. TheRaleighHouse.com. They have multiple locations in Denver. 720-893-5559.
What's the stock market doing today?
You're this Lumen coin. What is it? It's like a Bitcoin derivative, Lumen coin.
Is it killing it?
It's going nuts, and it's a crazy thing. Turning my office, and I'm just like, how are you gonna get that money onshore that it's still unregulated? And nobody claims it, on their return. So these guys have all this money tied up on this like virtual market, but how do you get it back onshore without somebody seeing it?
Well, not only that, I was talking to someone today. I'm trying to get a Bitcoin expert on because I don't understand.
That would be a really good thing.
I don't understand the marketplace. Because my understanding is when I go to sell my Bitcoin, it can take days, if not weeks.
Right.
So therefore, what's the big deal? Because this is also something that can swing thousands of dollars in 2 weeks.
Sure.
So I need to understand Bitcoin. I got to understand
Mark, I don't understand.
And I don't understand mining Bitcoins.
There was a time, there was a time I could have bought them $1 for each coin.
Oh, I know.
And I had a friend who bought 1,000 of them. I said, "You're crazy."
A month ago, you could have bought them for $2,000. A month ago, now they're $3,500.
No, Mark.
$1,500.
Here's what I don't understand: the mining part.
I have no idea.
They say you have to lend processing power, right?
And that's how they're created. So you lend processing power, and it creates them.
There's a finite number of the coins.
No, there has to be. That's the one thing.
Well, no, because I think that's what the mining does, is create the new coins.
I think they put a cap, and that's why things are moving, because they capped the number of coins that are
But I don't even
in
understand,
circulation.
how can it be money if no one controls it? How do you even
That's
know?
the problem.
We've got to get an expert.
I don't understand it, and when I don't understand things, it pisses me off.
Well,
I usually
I want to know
understand
too, because he's like, well, do this Lumen thing. I put in some
Like,
money.
I want
I'm like, well, how do you
Bitcoins.
get your money
I want
back?
Bitcoins for dummies.
Yeah, we need that.
No,
right.
I mean for dummies.
I want to know, and so my question is, if you invest in Bitcoin, they'll take your money quickly, but how do you get your money back?
Look,
How's
I
that
put in
track?
Bitcoins for
dummies,
and it comes up.
Is it up?
I didn't even put dummies. Bitcoins for dummies right here.
There you go. Somebody, how do you get your money back?
Well, there's this company I was looking at. Check this out. So if you own Bitcoins, okay, they will lend money against your Bitcoins.
Oh, will they?
So you transfer it basically to them, and they'll lend you so many dollars towards it, and you pay it back. So you were saying, how do you get your money out? This company just created a way that's unbelievable to get your money out.
Right. So
and you would call it a loan.
You could pay.
But how do you know you're getting a Bitcoin when you get it?
Well, I know this. When you buy it and sell it, you've got to log on to multiple places and authorize the purchase or sale or the use.
I can't wrap my head around. Is there anyone in charge?
I don't think so. I mean, somebody's obviously clicking the buttons. I would assume out in Saudi Arabia or something, but who knows? I mean, it started in Dubai, didn't it? I think that's where the whole thing kind of took off.
I don't know. I really just don't know shit.
They need to make like a Netflix documentary. I know that one came out, The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin.
No, but I mean like very basic. Like, what is it? Where does it come from? What is it?
Let me check that out. I think it's The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. I think it's like a documentary on it.
It's the damnedest thing, though.
There you go.
Task of inventing money. But you get this task today,
Yeah, 2014
not in the 12th century, when money was initially
documentary.
invented. You're basically asked to
I'm
find
gonna
a
watch
way
that
to
tonight.
revalue.
The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. It's on Amazon.
I know it's hard, but try to think. If this was done today, would we really be using metal coins and paper for this? Perhaps we can find a better way? What if we wrote down somewhere, maybe in an electronic ledger, what value each person has? This way, we can keep track of how much value each person has.
Today.
So if I, for example, do some
Listen
work
to
for
this.
you,
This is good.
you would probably give me some of your value in exchange. Let's name this value Bitcoin. But how will people be defined in this ledger? I mean, how will someone send me value or Bitcoins? I guess we will have to give each person a unique identifier or address. We will keep track of which address or person holds which value.
And no, it's like a Swiss bank account.
Okay, that's what you're getting.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. If you're looking for Pure Water Choices. Remember that. For choices in Pure Water Choices. Why do I go to them? Because they're simplified. You see, you'll get a free evaluation of your water, no scare tactics, and then you simply filter it if you want to. But Al, the master plumber who owns and operates Pure Water Choices, will explain to you the kind of filter he recommends. And that is a combination filter, because no matter what, one filter will only do one kind. Like carbon will only do gases, and media will only do sediments. So you need both, carbon and media, which is like a paper. He will do this for you, evaluate your water free, first of all, and then you make the choice. You should take advantage of this. And it's no obligation. You can have whole house or you can have point of use. 720-219-7818. 720-219-7818. That's 7818. 720-219-7818. PureWaterChoices.com. See, I love this show because the commercials are part of the program and the program part of the commercials, because everything we do here is part of the effort. Like our guest today, Larson Tax Relief. They're advertisers, but they're also guests because they help consumers with tax problems. So if you have questions, give us a call. Now, Andrew wants to talk about getting money back for a concert ticket. Go ahead, Andrew. Where did you buy the concert tickets?
Vivid Seats.
Vivid Seats, that's a legit place.
Yeah, well, I'm having a pretty big issue with them right now. Somehow my money that I was supposed to get back on a refund from a Justin Bieber concert here in Denver that canceled has all of a sudden just disappeared, and they no longer want to help me.
Well, wasn't there a problem with your bank or something?
Yeah, my bank, when I purchased the tickets off my debit card with my bank, Chase Bank, I bought them with that debit card.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. A week before the concert, he canceled, it seems like. And so I closed the account
Wait a minute.
4 or 5 months ago.
Who canceled, Andrew?
The Justin Bieber.
So Justin Bieber canceled his concert and they refunded the tickets. But here's the problem, Tom. It's not a Vivid problem.
No, but that's... Hold on. But Vivid, who refunded the tickets, Andrew?
Vivid Seats was supposed to refund me the money, but they couldn't. According to my bank, because I closed the account 4 months ago before the concert even canceled.
Yeah.
If Vivid Seats were to return my money, it would reject the money because my account has been closed.
That's right. That's right.
So now I've been back and forth with the bank, Vivid Seats. Vivid Seats won't even answer emails from me anymore.
Well, Suzanne, I disagree. It is a Vivid problem.
Okay, I understand
Here's
now.
why I think. Because I think Vivid got the money and never pay, now, and there's no concert. Now,
I just figured if they refunded to the bank that it's probably just sitting in purgatory or something, or limbo.
That's possible. Do you think they did, though?
I don't know. Just from his email, that's kind of how I understood it.
What happens to a charge if you have a closed account and they issue a credit on that closed account? What happens to it? I don't know.
Good question.
So, Andrew.
Well, what they're saying, they sent me 2 receipts. They sent me, Vivid Seats has sent me 2 receipts saying that it had been deposited to the bank, or the bank accepted it. But the banks, I went to 3 different banks already, and they've come back with the same exact answer. They've looked back into my old account, and they said they've seen no money coming into it.
Well, Andrew, send me a copy of your receipt, and I will reach out to Vivid and the bank here in the next few days.
Why don't you send us that receipt? That's where we go from. And let me just mention something. Online ticketing is very risky. Vivid is a good one, and StubHub is the best as far as online. StubHub is almost flawless. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Mark, I just printed something at home from here, just so you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I thought it worked because one time when I was in the office, I was on Wi-Fi and I printed something, but my default printer was the one at home. And when I went home, and I kept trying it because it wasn't printing on our printer in the office, so I did it 3 or 4 times. When I went home, there were 3 or 4 copies sitting on the floor from flying out of the printer. So I realized I didn't know this before. I don't know if you know this, Steve, but if you print on a Wi-Fi printer, on a wireless printer, and you're hooked up to Wi-Fi here, and your home printer is hooked up, you can get to it. I didn't know that. I thought you had to be on the same network.
I think it goes to the ISP, so that wherever the computer's connected to
or the IP.
irrelevant. Yeah,
the IP number, right?
Yeah,
so that printer, Mark, must have a unique IP or something. I don't know. That's amazing to me.
Well, whatever in software, when you installed it, it probably created some kind of virtual IP or some kind of network, so it knows you're printing to it.
So I can print to it, long range. Just being, if my printer's online and I'm online, I never realized that before.
It works just like the camera that you have on your phone.
Right.
That you can see what's going on at your front door. Works the exact same way.
303-713-TALK. Philip has a very unusual problem. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, Jason. Hold on. This is Philip. Philip, go ahead. Philip? Hi, Philip. Are you there? Okay, I'm going to put him on hold. We'll try to catch his attention. Meanwhile, people, listen, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have a couple lines open. Art of Granite is the place you want to go for granite. I'll tell you why, because Mitch Floria does it like nobody else. Here's what I love about Mitch. You give him a photo or some measurements, he'll give you a general price, which is usually within a few bucks either way. But here's the good deal. If you like that price, then you go pick out some granite or cabinets at his beautiful showroom in Golden. If you like that, he'll come out and template and get it all done, and everything from the time you call him is 1 to 4 weeks. That's how great it is. He never charges over wholesale for the granite. He'll pass along his wholesale price for you. That's what I love too. And a small markup on cabinets. He's honest, he's skillful, and he's just a good guy. He started this company in 2003 with like $300 in his pocket. And this guy has grown to a beautiful company in Golden, serving the entire metro area, the mountain communities, open 7 days a week. artofgranite.net, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919.
I printed a contract once off of my phone, and it popped up at my house, same thing. I got home and my my 3-year-old was just colored all over.
I was surprised.
I was like, damn it. Here we go again. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful who's watching that printer. Yeah, it's connected somehow because the internet doesn't delineate where you are. It identifies the machine.
I cannot believe how heavy this third hour was. I cannot believe it.
Typical Thursdays, though.
Oh my God, though, it's almost prohibitive.
You should have seen what date I do. The most I've ever seen was a day I did. I broke them. I'm really learning good how to break them in. I used everybody up until that third hour. I got rid of half of them. It was horrible, man.
You worked it in.
Every one of them. I had Mitch on. I had Fuller on, Mitch on, even Lazara I got on.
They want to help you help the addict in your life.
Now, why would Raleigh just play again in this house? Oh, because you moved around the
others are the biggest.
You moved around the
stimulants, sedatives, and even marijuana.
That's not good,
has caused problems for many. If
we should have known.
Someone who is an addict, they can help you approach them.
How do you solve that problem?
720-893-5559. 720-893.
No, actually.
5559. TheRaleighHouse.com. 720-893-5559. Listen to what Jeff says about Andro 400.
This product is so much better than even some of the advertisement. They've changed everything.
I got to reinvest my Pensacola account. Although you told me what to do. I got to do that. I got to open up that other account. See, because the money that's coming back to me into the Pensacola market, now I have to reinvest.
People immediately notice the burst of energy.
Yeah, I know. I told you that.
And that's the one I'm going to do with
Ameritrade. And the increased strength.
Yeah, that's what I do. Roll it back in there. Oh, we might be getting cash out of that quicker than we thought.
Why?
Get an offer for 2-1.
Guys, if you want to lose belly fat, gain energy, strength, and muscle,
the cash flow on that building
years younger,
insane. So
Andro400.
I don't want to buy it though. I don't want to be that directly involved.
Go to Andro400.
I don't want to be a landlord. That's
what's the return on 400 on 0435. That's 88. How much did he pay for it? 0435.
I sold it to him for 165.
Why did you sell it?
Ideal home loans.
I was just done. I didn't want to. I was done. What do you mean? Why did I sell?
Okay. I didn't want to return.
Well, no. My Goodyear was in there. I sold him the business and the building.
Okay. Yeah. Right now, though,
He wouldn't buy the business without the building.
but $2 million, it wouldn't be a good investment for rental right now.
Well, it's cash flowing 20 at the end of next year. At the end of this year, you know, because the new lease prices kick in. The 3 tenants together are probably $22,000 a month.
So that would be what kind of return on $2 million?
I don't know.
20 years of keeping Colorado in shape.
$22,000 a month.
A year.
22,000. No, 22,000 a month is the rent.
I'm sorry. Let me just see. Times doesn't matter. Times 12.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the return.
What's that?
264.
Okay, so 264. Property taxes are 24. I'm telling you, expenses.
Okay.
Property taxes are 24. Insurance is going to be up around 30.
24 what?
24,000 a year.
Okay, so minus 24. Okay.
Yep, and then property taxes, 24
minus.
Insurance is going to be close to 30.
Make sure to visit our new
30,000.
Yep.
Okay. Equals. Now your return is 210. What else?
And then the only other thing would be just general maintenance. The building's in pretty good shape.
Let's just say 200,000.
Doesn't want you to call for an appointment to get
So that's so 10,000 for general.
That's why they're doing
so 200. Okay, on 2 million.
10%.
That's a good goddamn return. That's a really good return.
But your building's depreciating,
which makes it better.
Yeah, but there's dope in it, and I don't know the long-term effects of the pollen and everything else on it. I'm just trying to think of negatives.
And in all cases,
no, I don't think marijuana has any long-term effects. It's not like meth.
No, if you have drywall, it'll. No, it's definitely not like that. But the pollen saturates drywall. You got to knock oil. You got to drop. You definitely got to replace drywall if you're going to convert it into another office complex or something. You'd never put people back in there because the drywall would be saturated with the smell. These things would all have to be replaced.
For sure. Yes, you can listen to us.
But 10%.
But if it stayed marijuana, you'd be fine. Now, here's what I know. That building's going to be worth probably, long as nothing goes crazy with dope, probably 2.4 in another 2 years.
There ain't no man can't save me. There ain't no man can enslave me. Ain't no man, a man that can change a shit.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. Let's go and talk to Philip. Okay, are you there, Philip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, hey, I'm behind the wheel, dude. It's been a rough morning.
Let's help you. How can I help you, man?
All right. First and foremost, man, I'm not being heard, man. I'm getting kind of burned by the system of things, dude. Look, here's the deal.
Okay.
There's no reason why me, in my own homeland, I mean, for all these years that I've worked my ass off, man. I'm a productive member of society. I may not have an investment in the bank. I have a bank account. I have a checkings, but I don't always put my money in my checkings. So when it comes down for the rental, you know, they want to do a verification check for the income. I'm like, look, man, not everybody puts their money in banks, man. And I've been sufficing for all these years now. All the
Phil, I understand. I understand. You're a hustler. You can get it done, but it may not look like it on paper. That's what you're saying.
That's it, man. And we're discredited. And I want an advocate for those like me. I'm sick and tired of the what I would call it's like the minority issue burnout, man. You know,
now,
I'm tired of being the minority, man.
Now, what minority?
We're not getting hurt, regardless. I'm still here struggling. I can't find a place. I'm paying over $1,600 plus, and you know.
And are you are you in a motel right now, Phil?
Dude, I am, man. I'm paying $375 a week, man, and it's a tiny.
Okay, so let me. I understand, Phil. I understand you're upset. So let's ask some very basic questions. Let's just go through it now. You have income, right?
Oh yeah.
And you're working. What do you do?
For all my life, dude, I've been doing it for 30-plus years. I'm a journeyman painter.
Okay.
I'm good at what I do. I love my job.
All right, so you're a painter, you have employment, you have income. How's your credit?
My credit sucks, man, but that's being repaired as we speak.
Okay.
Through,
and
resources.
Where were you living before this motel?
Where was I? This was the Denver West End where I started out with, man.
How long were you there?
I was there for like better part of 9 weeks.
Where were you before that?
Before that, I was kind of staying with my brother up in the hills, but he has his own issue. I can't be,
right.
overstaying my welcome.
Okay.
What have you.
All right. So you basically just want a place to live. And
yeah,
what are you finding, Phil? I understand. Phil, with this rental market right now, it's so difficult because they can get renters so easily that they're being really strict. So what part of renting is hanging you up right now?
The income verification process and the credit check.
Okay.
And maybe even if I must ever state the obvious, and this could be very well maybe the truth, and I wouldn't be surprised. An ex-felon, they still frown, even though you did your time, there's that saying, okay, well, you did your time.
Okay. So no, you're right. You're right. You got some problems here. You got the income verification, you got bad credit, and you got the fact that you're an ex-felon. Now, what was the felony? What kind of felony? Because that makes a difference too.
Second-degree burglary, but that's, the statute of limitations in Colorado is 3 years anyway. I've tripled that, dude.
No, I understand. So
I mean, why do people look, man, you don't got to look down your nose at, the guys, some of the people who have the worst credit are the most reliable people on the planet. Like me, for example. I'm living proof, dude. I've never been out of work.
Well,
I don't even know what a resume is.
What you need is to find a person that you can just talk to and not some corporate entity where they don't take that into consideration. Phil, right. I hear you. I know exactly what you're saying. You're not the only one in this situation. A lot of people are tossed into a big bucket, and it's hard to stand out, especially in a market like this. It's very, very difficult. Yet you can't get on your feet because no one will give you the chance, which just perpetuates it. Trust me, I understand you. Mark, do you have any ideas, Mark? I mean,
maybe somebody will send us an email that knows something, Tom. You want to give out our email?
Here's what I'm thinking, Phil. We get these calls now and then, and we take chances on people, and a lot of times people will call us and say, you know what, I'll take a chance, I'll talk to this guy. So what I think might work for you is either if someone has a place to rent, a single landlord that has 1 or 2 units that wants to take a chance, you're willing to pay.
Maybe a mobile home park.
Or a room, just a room to rent.
Right now, even if you could do a roommate situation right now, that may help. So you haven't been in trouble except for this felony?
Yeah, that's like years and years and years.
How many years ago, Phil?
We're talking about back in like 86, dude.
Okay, would you be willing, if somebody called us and said that they would be willing to take a chance, would you let us do a background check on you?
Why not?
Okay.
I have nothing to hide. There's no shame in my game.
That's because because here's what I would tell any landlords listening or anyone with a place to rent. This guy's got income. He's admitting he has bad credit. He's trying to clean it up, and we will do a background check on him, and maybe someone is listening and they say, what the heck, we'll give this guy a chance. Now, Phil, do you have any money to put down as a deposit?
Sure.
How much?
Because talk about good 500, to start with. I mean, it just depends on what I'm dealing with.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that someone, in your case, just until that trust is established, you may have to put down more and then over time maybe get some of it back. But I think here's the problem, Philip. They look and they say, in this market, I can rent out my place easily. Why do I need to take a chance on a guy who has a criminal record, even though it's from '86? It's a long time ago. I mean, I get you. But, Philip, I need to know something else. How much jail time did you do?
Dude, I did, I think 3-4 year sentences. But
that's prison.
You heard about the 1, 2, 3 strike law?
Yes.
Each time I went into the courtroom, the judge was like, look, man, pick him up circumstance, pick him up circumstance. Now, the 1, 2, 3 strike law, with the same offenses, they would give you, like, the second sentence, they would give you more. In this case, they didn't, because they knew that I was just a victim of circumstance. Wrong place, wrong time. So I got gunned down by a system of bullshit, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry about I said.
Okay, just keep him on hold. We just nixed that, right? Okay, tell him we had to nix it because he said bull, you know what. And then do me a favor. Get his number Listen.
Did you catch this though?
No, I don't think
he said he had one. He said he had one problem, and then he went into he had the 3 strikes, you're out.
Okay, well here's what I want to do. Right now, he either puts up or shuts up. Get his date of birth, his social, and let's do a background check, and then we will announce this. And Mark, for some reason, the guy doesn't sound like a phony to me.
I don't think he sounds like a phony.
He sounds like he's desperate. He sounds like he just wants a chance, and he wants to establish himself. That's what it sounds like. But I've been duped before, okay? I'll say it again. I've been duped before. Let's get his information. Let's do a background check, and then maybe we can put the word out, and somebody might give him a chance.
Steve Cizik, you got a room available?
Now, I want to talk. Brent stopped by. Hey, Brent, let's talk, man. He wants to talk about. This is really important, Brent. Underwriting changes. What is underwriting? People don't realize this, but when you go to a broker, they have to go to the lender, and the lender has underwriting rules. Some of those rules are governed by the government. Now, Brent, with Ideal Home Loans, they're direct lenders. They don't go to an underwriter. They're their own lender, so they can establish some of their own underwriting rules, but some of them are governed by law. And there are some changes in the underwriting.
That's right. You know, as it relates specifically to Fannie Mae, and this is the first time, I think, where this is such big news for consumers, and this is whether you're buying or refinancing your existing property. This is the first change we've seen since all of the tightening that began in 07, 08, and 09, where they are starting to relax some underwriting requirements, making it easier to qualify. This relates to debt-to-income ratio. You know, they have increased their thresholds for both people who are a waged employee. So if you're an employee somewhere, this benefits you. If you are self-employed, this also benefits you. And they have relaxed some of the tax return requirements for self-employed borrowers. So this is really good news and a lot of encouraging news that we are heading into the right direction. You know, the pendulum definitely swung way to the other side after everything occurred, and we're starting to move back towards the middle, which is a great sign for the consumer.
It is a great sign, and of course, if you go to Ideal Home Loans, you will have a direct lender to deal with, and it's a streamlined process, and of course they do all kinds of things for you to put you in a better position, including the interest rate guarantee over the next 2 years. Call for details on that, plus their credit optimization and other programs that they have. It's 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. And while we're talking about Ideal Home Loans and real estate and all of that, let's talk about Frank Duran, the real estate man, because he is tops when it comes to, of course, buying or selling. If you're listing a home, I'm telling you right now, you will never do better than Frank Duran, the real estate man. Frank will give it his all. He has a team that will market your home, stage your home. He even cleans your home top to bottom before listing, and he doesn't hold you to a long-term contract because he knows he has to earn your business, and he's willing to take that chance that you will love what he does and you won't cancel. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
This report is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Slow speeds on I-25, north, south, and in town. Northbound I-25, stop and go, starting at Thornton Parkway. Doesn't let up until you get past 144th on the north end. Southbound, wide open. Northbound I-25, slow downtown. Lots of people heading to the Rockies game. Stop and go from Alameda all the way to Colfax. Northbound I-25, slow in the Tech Center as well. Starting at about Bellevue. Doesn't let up until you get north of Yale on that stretch. Southbound 225, slow on the approach to I-25 in that typical spot. The weather forecast, only a 10% chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a high near 85. Right now, a few clouds and 78. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
From weekend getaways to road trips, this summer, you should worry about where your car will take you, not about your car insurance. With Liberty Mutual, you're covered. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, it's Ross, and I'm here with Mike who, well, let's just say Advanced Tech Solutions made a big difference in your life. Tell us your story. What happened that Christmas Eve?
I got a letter from the IRS, and they said that I owed them $88,000.
You didn't pay your taxes for a while.
Yeah, I figured that I'd sneak by under the radar.
I guess since it was $88,000, what, they gave you a year to pay, right?
20 days.
20 days to pay. So you get in touch with Advanced Tech Solutions, you work with Frank over there. What happens next?
He got the IRS off me right away, and a couple months later, I got my compromise offer.
Which was for how much?
$100.
$100. And for those of you who can't see Mike right now, Mike's not acting. That smile on his face came from what Advanced Tax Solutions did for him. If you're having a problem with the IRS, you can reach him by phone at 303-753-6040. Again, 303-753-6040, or online at advancedtaxsolutions.com.
This Saturday, America's Wealth Management Show will air at noon. For must-know retirement strategies and the pitfalls to avoid, tune into America's Wealth Management Show this Saturday.
Yeah, well, here's going to be the whole key. You've changed your password, right? Then next time you do it, we'll see if it works.
They're sending me a new card. Now, Capital One will not let you contest a charge unless you surrender your card. So they don't want to.
Is that right?
I mean, that's if it's not a contested one. It's for this kind of charge.
Oh, okay.
If it was a dispute with a merchant, that's fine. I can do that.
Write that off.
But if it's anything like this, if you get one charge where you say I didn't make it, they make you get the new card.
So they cancel that card so that you can't.
Well, because they're assuming it's a data breach.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, why don't you use this?
You could just.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I never tried it. I'm going to. There's no reason not to. Almost every Uber driver I know does Lyft. They do both.
Is that right?
And plus you can shop them both then, see which one's cheaper.
Usually Uber, as they say. But I don't care. I'm gonna do Lyft. That's a good idea.
It was weird in Cancun. It's illegal, but they're everywhere.
Uber, but Suzanne, this is why I never. This is why I never that one Visa we have in the safe. I never use it ever because I never take it out because we have so many auto pays on that. We'd have to change every one of them. I used to, whenever I got hacked, I'd have to change every auto pay account. We have about 30 auto pays, right? So now what we do is we keep one account in the safe and one number, and then a new number I take with me. And if that gets hacked, I can just replace it. But when the one in the safe is that's the supreme one. Because that got hacked 3 times before we finally decided to do 2 cards. It was ridiculous.
You know, Overstock.com, this guy just sent me, takes up Bitcoin. When you cash out of Bitcoin, if you don't convert it to cash and you buy products, you don't have to report it to the IRS.
American Financing has salary.
So you do like an online purchase or something from a bank account.
Oh, we were looking at that tape, which I thought was very good.
Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000.
It was really good.
303-695-7000.
What's that?
Or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334 regular.
Oh man, the market just gets hammered today.
Get your peace of mind back.
It had to adjust. It was going crazy.
Mornings 5 to 10.
Yeah, but every time it does, man, it bounces the next day. It's kind of crazy.
It's been, it's like a,
Do you know the line he said in 5 movies? Rob Schneider joins the show Friday morning at 8.
Well, I mean, all the reports, everything coming in. Unemployment's the lowest ever, job growth. I mean, everything's going insane.
Yeah.
That's what it's based on.
Right. Yeah. Who are you thanking for that?
It's all Trump.
Oh, it is not.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome.
Tax relief with us. We've been talking about taxes on and off, and if you have any questions, give us a call. He's an enrolled agent and a licensed attorney. He's with Larson Tax Relief. In general, you call Larson when you have back taxes, audits, or you never filed, or you filed very sparingly, or they say you owe money, or you dispute something, or you do really owe money and you just got to get it paid and you want to get rid of the penalties, you need help. Have you ever out and out represented anyone with fraud where they just said to you, we committed fraud, but we're sorry? Seriously.
I've never actually had anybody, come to me directly and say, look, I'm a criminal, you need to help me out. And we won't represent them in that case. As an enrolled agent, essentially we don't have that attorney-client privilege with those clients, so we just won't do that.
So you don't go to tax court and sue and do that?
Larson Financial does not do that.
Now, Wesley Snipes, why did he go to prison? Do you know what was his issue?
So that was an issue of out-and-out tax fraud, where he knew that he was not, producing information to the IRS that would identify certain income that had come in.
Okay.
You see this a lot with
but why jail? Why is it jail? Not they don't let him just pay?
Because it was fraudulent in that he knew he was doing it, and he was active participant in the fact that he knew that he was taking action to not pay the IRS. which is a criminal act. And so they were able to prove, and Wesley Snipes in this particular case was probably because his name is known. The IRS likes to make example of people that, it'll...
Wasn't he in some weird group, or he was getting all this information from some guy saying you don't have to pay taxes? Was he one of those?
Yeah, well, I think that at the end of the day, Wesley, it was proven that he knew what he was doing. And even despite the fact that they said you'll be fine, he knew that he was not paying his taxes and he was doing it intentionally, which is, the level of culpability that's required. And, like I said, they made an example of him. And this happens a lot.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jason, what's going on with you? Hello, Jason.
Hi, how's it going, Tom?
What's going on, man?
So I'm calling for my father. There was a company that came by and offered to refinish his driveway, which was a stamped, colored driveway. And they did it. He ended up paying him, and he had to leave.
So he has, wait a minute, he has stamped concrete?
Yeah.
Wow. If he has stamped concrete and it's colored, what were they going to do?
They said they were going to refinish it for him, and there's a couple cracks in it because it's about 15 years old, and they were going to fix the cracks, in the driveway. He's going to sell the house to him. And all they did was put like a garage paint on it, and there's drips everywhere. It's terrible. And he's called the guy, and the guy is not responding.
Of course not. Of course not. He's some scam. I mean that they do this all the time. So what kind of payment was made?
Cash payment, I believe.
Oh man, how much?
$1,300. He wanted $2,200, and when my dad said no, he went with the $1,300.
Yeah.
Now he's a 72-year-old man, so I feel like he's taking advantage of him.
It's going to be almost impossible to do anything. I'm serious. I mean, these guys are just a fly-by-night. What was this guy's particular name? Do you have a number?
I do have a number. I have a number and a name.
What's the name?
NM Paving, and his name is Brandon.
Brandon. And it was N as in Nancy, M as in Michael?
That is correct.
And Paving, and his name is Brandon. And
that is correct.
And you have a phone number for him, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Did you call him?
I called him myself. It's been about a month, and I called him myself today, and he told me, I'll take care of it, I'll give him a call, and then he hung up on me, which I knew right away he was going to hang up.
All we can do is hope that we can get to him and scare him a little. I mean, that's all we can do.
Yeah.
And
I'd just like to get the message out to anybody else wanting to do work with this guy.
Okay, hold on a second. Suzanne, I didn't take the number on purpose because I'd like you to call him off the air, okay? So let's call off the air. Listen, when you're looking for floor coverings, there's only one choice when it comes to convenience, excellence, customer service, low prices. Simply Floors. I know owner Buddy Mitchell, and people rave about him. Simply Floors is all about simplicity. Everything is done in your home. He comes to you. The savings on giant showrooms is reflected on your value. 303-456-4660. 303-456-4660. Simply Floors is on my referral list at referralist.com. For any kind of floor you want, he's got it.
Floor you want, he's got it.
Do you find yourself daydreaming?
Except tile. Yeah, right.
Only do simplyfloorsinc.com, and then he's got a huge showroom too, by the way.
He has both. My God, they told me he does not make. What? They told me he only comes to you. They do not have a showroom. I got to redo the spot. I did the wrong spot.
Oh, you mean the pre-recorded?
Yep.
Okay.
Suzanne, you told.
She just didn't know, I guess.
He said they do not come to you. I mean, they do not have a showroom.
Yeah, he does.
That's right. I got to redo it though. Make sure they don't.
I'll send it to Chris right now. I already did one too, so mine rotates. Just get yours done, and I'll rotate it right back in.
Call right now for a complimentary, no obligation appointment. 720-488-8604.
So Bentley's making a station.
8604 or online.
Hyundai is going direct against Tesla, by the way. They're doing a high-end luxury.
You know what? Before you, I would have just scoffed at this. But I was in his Hyundai, and it's freaking amazing. It's an amazing car.
I haven't spent my time in London.
Wait. Shoppers and tourists in Barcelona,
Again?
Spain. Police there calling this a terrorist attack.
Well, it happened today.
Injuries and fatalities. Some reports say as many as 13 have been killed. Additional reports of a gunman, possibly more than one.
13 is a lot for these.
U.S. intel sources tell Fox that Barcelona may
I'm
have been
surprised
targeted for terror.
I'm surprised more didn't
Are you sure the spot you did? I thought I listened to your spot.
Yeah. There were postings about
No, play it real quick. Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I can.
Play it real quick. I listened to it. I would have.
You told me that Buddy Mitchell only comes to your home. He doesn't have a...
I didn't think he had a storefront. I thought he... Oh, pardon me.
It's okay. I mean, it's not like a major deal.
Is not at all clear.
This is Fox's Cantor and Harridge. This is a Fox News alert.
This report is brought to you by Office Depot Office Max.
Mostly sunny today and warmer with a few isolated storms this afternoon and evening. The high in the mid-80s. Overnight low near 60s. Sunny and dry tomorrow. Mostly sunny for the weekend.
Shop the Office Depot Office Max Back to School 1 cent event going on now.
When looking for floor coverings, there's only one choice when it comes to convenience, excellence, customer service, and low prices. It's Simply Floors. I know the owner, Buddy Mitchell, and people rave about him. Simply Floors is all about simplicity. Everything done in your home. He'll come to you. Whether hardwood, laminates, or luxury vinyl tile, you'll be astounded at the service, prices, and quality. SimplyFloorsInc.com. 303-456-4660.
Okay, actually, I didn't say...
You just, I don't got to pull yours out of rotation. Okay?
Good. So now I can just add to it. Can I? Do you want me to do another one, or is that one okay? Everything is done in your home, or you can visit as big... What do you want me to say?
Here's the key. Here, hold on.
I must have cut that out.
People rave about him. Simply Floors is all about simplicity. Everything done in your home. He'll come to you. Whether hardwood, laminates, or luxury vinyl tile, you'll be a...
So what do you want? Can we keep
Here,
that?
just hold on. I use this as an example, then do whatever you want to do on it.
Well, but everything else was correct, right?
Yeah, but he wants to... Just listen to this one. This is all. I just sent it to you. It's another 30. I mean, don't do the same thing I do, but these are the bullet points. This is all I'm saying.
Alliance Leasing will get you into your fleet vehicles with all the outfit you need for the lowest delivered price. I'm a finance guy. If you need a choice of leasing with Alliance, it's the obvious one for your business. Learn more at alliance.lease. That's right.
You did this whole... This is the spot?
I didn't send you this. I don't know what the hell this is. Sears follow.
I thought, holy shit, is this real? Oh,
Be fast. When you buy more, you go to SimplyFloorsInc.com. If you want the best pricing, the best service, and the most convenient way to buy flooring.
Is there anything that I didn't say?
When we do the lives, we can mention the warehouse. Don't do phone numbers. Simply Floors Inc. Book your appointments online. No phone numbers.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK.
We have in the House Larson tax relief to talk about any tax issues you might have if you haven't filed in years, if you filed and they say it's wrong and you owe money, if they're penalizing you for any reason, if you're being audited, if you need help, give them a call. But right now you can talk to Steve. He's with us, Steve Sizik. He's an enrolled agent. He's also an attorney. He's with Larson Tax Relief, and they represent people with the IRS for tax problems, okay? So if you have a problem, give us a call, and we'll take your call at 303-MARTINO or 303-713-8255, 303-713-TALK, or 303-MARTINO. We have a lot going on. We're going to get to the phones, and any questions you might have, just give us a call. Now, what is the busiest time for you guys? It's not filing time, right? Because April 15th, it doesn't necessarily mean if people file, they're going to call you, right?
Right, and we deal with businesses, so they got quarterly filings. So, we're
all
always
year.
busy. Yeah,
all
I think the times where we're not as busy are essentially November and December. Because things just kind of wind down for the IRS and they're not necessarily around as much to pursue businesses on these debts. A lot of the IRS agents like to take vacation.
What is the most dangerous step before they actually start seizing stuff? What is the step?
Well, you're going to start to get notices, from the IRS, and then, you might have a revenue officer show up at your door, and that's always something you want to try to avoid because they're typically not.
If they show up at your door, what will they do?
They'll hand you a packet of material and probably threaten you with a lot of different things. Not
do they actually seize? We've heard of seizing. Do they actually seize?
They can, but it's not something that's going to happen without notification. So, I mean, if you're just ignoring your mail...
For example, can they take a car?
Absolutely.
So they have taken property?
Sure. They can take cars and homes and any sort of... You've got a big backhoe out
really?
For your, for your business and it's paid off. They'll come and grab that and they'll sell it at a tax sale.
What if it's not paid off?
Well, it depends on how much is owed on it. If the IRS feels like it can get sufficient equity to pay for not only the expense of seizing and selling, and they'll actually get something for the sale, the mortgage holder is going to get they're the primary holder on that particular item. So they'll get paid, and then the IRS will take the rest.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Vic. Let's see. No, I'm going to talk to Jason.
Tom,
Jason,
I have an update.
We called this guy. Yes.
So I spoke to the owner, and he has two options for Jason and wants Jason to call him at 2:30. He said he will make the job right, definitely. He felt bad. He wanted me to apologize on his behalf on the air.
Okay.
Or he said if his dad would like a refund, he could do a refund, but it would take 3 weeks to a month to give the refund.
No, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm surprised the guy even responded, first of all. Now, this is usually how it happens. If I agree, Mark will disagree and say, go ahead.
Oh, my God. 3 to 4 weeks can turn into 3 to 4 years. It'll turn into never.
But now listen to me. Now listen to what I have to say, okay? I agree with you that can happen. Here's what I always say in these cases, right? The guy responded.
Yes.
He didn't say, hey, I'm going to pay him tomorrow or this week. 3 or 4 weeks sounds like he's giving it thought into how can he really pay it back. That's what my gut is. So here's what I'm saying. What harm does it do
to
wait the 3 weeks? What harm does
well, hold on. When could they fix it? The other option. Will he be out this weekend?
2:30. And the other thing he said is it rained that day during the job, and that's why it's not a great job.
Did we see pictures of what he did?
No, he doesn't have them. This is the son calling for his dad.
I'd love to see the pictures because, I mean, honestly, from what they described.
Let's see some photographs if you can, Jason. But meanwhile, you stay in touch with us. He's saying 3 to 4 weeks. But here's, to pay back. What I'm saying is if he wants to fix it, though, when will he fix it, Suzanne? When did he say that?
I didn't quite get that. It sounded like soon.
Jason, what we need to do is have you call him and call us back. See when he'll say he'll fix it. I'd give him a chance to fix it once.
I bet he says 3 to 4 weeks.
But let me see the photographs. So that's what I want. Photographs, and then ask Jason if he can call him and keep us apprised. Jason, we won't drop it. We have a line open, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Vicky. Vicky, what's happening?
Oh, my goodness, Tom. Thank you for taking my call.
What's going on with you?
Last Saturday, I work at UPS, and I was coming home from work and got off of 470 on Broadway, and this guy was tailgating me. Long story short, he ended up throwing a cup of his tobacco chew spit on my vehicle.
Wait a minute. How did you get from tailgating to your his tobacco juice? Were you stopped at a stop sign?
Well, he was... Every time I tried to change lanes to stay away from him, he would get in front of me.
Why was he pissed at you?
I'm not sure. Now, my husband said maybe because I was driving in the fast lane too slow.
Or maybe you cut him off and didn't realize it.
No, because I had come off of 470 onto Broadway heading north, and I saw him zoom. There's 2 ways you can exit off of that ramp onto northbound Broadway. And I did the one to get in the direct left lane. And I saw him kind of zoom by, didn't really pay much attention to him. And at one point, I did notice him tailgating me right behind me. We stopped at a light, whatever. He decided to change lanes, sped by, flipped me off.
Okay. Enough said. You had all this stuff done. When did he do the juice, the tobacco juice? Were you at a stop sign?
No, we had stopped at a stoplight on Littleton Boulevard and Broadway, and it splits into 3 lanes. So I went over into the far left lane.
To get away.
And he drifted to the left like he was trying to run me into that median. So I dropped back, and he dropped back.
Oh, my God.
I looked at him, and I saw his lips moving, and all of a sudden, out comes this cup of stuff on the back of my car.
Okay, so he spit out of the car.
He had a cup full of it.
And he didn't get out of the car?
No, he threw it out of his truck.
Then what happened? Then what happened?
I called 911.
I don't blame you.
gave the dispatcher his license plate number, description of him and his truck, and by the time all this transpired, I ended up in Inglewood on like Oxford and Broadway. So an Inglewood officer came to me. I was talking to him, and he said, well, if it started in Littleton, you have to go to Littleton Police to file your report. Fine. So I go to Littleton Police Station, filed my report, and the officer there said, well, I'm going to have to get a hold of this guy and see what his side of the story is.
Did you have a license plate?
I did.
Okay, so then what did you do? So what happened then?
So the officer said, I'm going to get a hold of this guy, see what his side of the story is, and we'll go from there. And I'm like, fine. So I get a call yesterday morning from this officer in Littleton, and he said, well, the guy told him this, this, and this, which was my exact 4-page report.
Yeah.
Oh, flipped around.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Well, what did you expect him? What did you expect him to say? Yeah, she's right. Charge me.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that he'd lie.
Well, of course he would. Of course he would. He's a rager. Why would he tell the truth? Then what happened?
So the officer said, I'm going to cite both of you, and you'll get a court date, and the judge can sort it out.
Right.
And I'm like,
that's the right thing to do. He doesn't know you from anywhere.
That's true.
Although
made the phone call.
You're the one that really reported it first. So I would agree with you. However, what can you do about it? That's what courts are for. So when is the court case?
I don't know yet, because the next thing the officer said was, you need to come to the police station so I can serve you your ticket.
Well, you can. I mean, why not? Get it over with.
Well, do I have
It's either that or he's going to issue a bench warrant eventually.
No, you don't have to go. No. No.
Can he serve it at my house?
Yeah, I think they can mail it to you. I don't even think you have to be served.
No, he said he had to serve it to me. He couldn't mail it to me.
Oh, because it's a summons to appear.
Yeah, I'm getting ticketed for careless driving.
Okay. Well, you know what? You know what? You don't have to go there. No. It's up to you.
Okay.
If it was me, I'd want to get it over. I mean, why not? I mean, what difference does it make? It's going to go to court. Why would you not want to be served?
Well, I just didn't know if.
I mean, you're not going to do anything like, you're not going to talk to him or admit anything. No. But if you're just going to pick it up, go pick it up and then get an attorney and go to court.
Okay, and can you recommend an attorney for me?
Yeah, Joseph A. Lazara. He'll kick butt on this.
All right.
But here's the deal. I don't know how any of you are going to prove anything.
I have pictures.
Oh, what do you have pictures of?
Of the stuff on my car that he threw.
Really?
Yep, the Inglewood officer took pictures and texted them to me, and I also took pictures myself of all this stuff on the side of my car.
Oh, I wish you could have gotten a witness too. Okay, listen, Joseph Lazara, I'm serious. It's
okay.
2 Z's and 1 R, so it's Lazara. It's 303 429 6200.
Okay, great.
LazaraLegal.com, and he's on my referral list. He's a great guy, seriously. And he does a lot of traffic. Of course, he does any kind of crime. He's a criminal defense attorney, but he can also lash out when he needs to because, you know, along with criminal defense, you know, you have to know a lot of law, and he's pretty good at all around. I think you'll really like him, seriously. And you really do need help. Do not try to do this alone.
I won't. I fully intend to follow through with this. Because
I want you to let us know how it turns out. I am very curious about this.
Okay, I'll do that.
It'll be interesting. It'll also be interesting to see his record and what else is known about this guy. And I think that Joe would probably do that. Maybe this guy has a history. You're going to have to fight this, though. And it really sucks that the judge, the police officer decided to do that. So Joseph A. Lazara, attorney at law, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200. By the way, criminal defense for DUI and all of that stuff, traffic, and cases like this. 303-429-6200. Monty, you have a question for our tax expert. What's going on?
I do. I have a huge problem. So last year, I went to go and file my taxes, and the income ratio that I put down is not what the federal government has.
What do you mean income ratio?
So my overall income, my net income, and my gross income,
yeah,
is very different. Or my My gross income was very different than my net. And I mean, like, we're talking about $60,000 worth of difference.
And when did you notice this difference?
I noticed this difference the day I went to go have my taxes done at Jackson Hewitt.
Okay, well, we all have a big difference in our gross and our net.
I mean, are you a W-2 employee?
I am a W-2 employee. So here's the problem.
Okay.
I'm in charge of multiple job sites. I'm a field superintendent.
Okay.
Which, in the process, I have to pay out what's called per diem. I'm sure you're aware of what it is.
Yes.
Well, that per diem was associated to my central bank account because I was doing it on behalf of the company. So when my income had been declared, it had included that per diem.
The per diem is paid to you and then you pay it to others?
Correct.
Well, you just need a real accountant, not Jackson Hewitt. I mean, you got to go to an accountant, man.
So, but that's not going to be income to you because, Steve, right, he'll just show it coming in and show it going out, right?
Right, yeah, you have to, necessarily prove that.
I'm on that same list. So there are multiple times where I've had the same job site that I've been out of town.
And the per diem is for travel expenses, right?
Correct. It's for food and lodging and travel.
Okay. It's not uncommon to have this happen.
To have a 68,531.
No. When I used to be at Channel 4, all my travel reimbursements, everything was put on my income, and then I wrote it off.
Your
with
accountant
the receipts.
handled it.
Yeah, and so it offset each other. It's not uncommon. I mean, you don't have to do it that way, but that money is technically issued to you. They aren't not going to keep track of who they're paying it to because you are supervising a number of people.
Here's what's happening. He's going to, no offense to Jackson Hewitt, but he needs to go to somebody else.
I mean,
well, what do I do? What do I do, honestly? Because I had to put off, once I found out about the tech situation, I had to file for an extension, which is up in October.
Not a big deal. Monty, this is not a big deal. It's just doing like a big boy tax return. You simply put your gross down that they report on the W-2, your real gross, meaning not yours but theirs. And then you take the expenses that you paid out, and they are deductions. They come right off.
So I should use the per diem as a deduction?
Yes, the per diem that you pay out, not the one you kept for yourself, but any per diem that you pay out, you put down as an expense, and and then it gets subtracted. So at the end, the net is going to be exactly the same, except for the per diem that you kept.
Okay, all right. I was scared to death because I've had one phone call from the state of Colorado saying, "Why haven't you filed?" And I have not had a phone call from the government, but I had a...
Nobody cares. You're not late. You're not late at all.
Okay.
So so every year has been fine except for 2016, right?
Right, when I took this new position.
Good. Now, the per diem amounted to about how much? 60?
68,581.
Wow. And how much of that did you pay out?
5,000.
Okay, 581.
Approximately.
Okay, now
well, something along those lines.
Now, here's the real important thing. Do you have proof that you paid it out?
Yeah, I did everything through a bank that it keeps track through Chase Bank.
Good. And so you can show the checks and everything. Yep. It's just going to cost you a little more.
It's withdrawals because it was paid in cash.
I'll argue. I know what you're going to say. A different accountant might cost a little more, but I'll argue this. A good accountant, not one of these little big box.
Wait. Did you hear what he just said?
No.
He drew out cash and paid them in cash.
It's a good accountant's still going to handle it.
Well, of course. But
he should have receipts for that.
Do you have a receipt from them?
I get the deposit as a separate deposit.
No, but do they acknowledge they received it?
Yeah, all the employees do. Otherwise, they quit work then.
No, I'm asking you. Do you have something, if the IRS asks you to prove you paid Joe Blow $58
for a hotel room or dinner,
whatever, do you have his acknowledgement?
No,
okay.
Absolutely not.
If you ever get audited, we'll talk about that. We can't do it right now. We got to talk about it. But hold on, because Steve Sissick is going to talk about what that means. Pro Auto Care is my pro auto expert. In fact, My car was just there the other day because it was in for service. I take my car to Pro Auto Care. Now, of course, we have wonderful people on my referral list at referralist.com. I chose Al. He's my car nanny, I call him, because he keeps track of my car. I literally don't have to worry about it. Whenever something is due from the manufacturer or for mileage, I get a little email reminder. They have such convenient locations, one near Evans and I-25, one near Bowles and Santa Fe. Now, listen, they have extreme specials for new customers, like, listen to this, $14.95 oil changes with a free tire rotation. Psh, that's only for new customers, brand new. Okay, then they have other specials. If you go to 303proauto.com and click on my picture or name, you'll see Martino Listener Specials. I urge you to get acquainted with them, because in between all of your service and repairs, guess what you get? Free roadside assistance. And that's around the country. 303-PRO-AUTO. 303-PRO-AUTO. And the website, 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
There's a couple of crashes to watch out for as the lunch hour gets underway here in the metro area. Northbound I-25 at Alameda. Big surprise, a crash there as traffic backed up quite a bit on that stretch. Also, look out for wreck on the eastbound side of Hamden approaching Colorado. It's got traffic backed up to University. Stubborn wreck off highway in the cleanup stages at Yale and Holly as well. And big delays on the north end of town on northbound I-25.
He's doing, okay? Because I can't speak to that.
So have Drew email you what's been recorded for today?
No, we need to listen to it. We need to listen to it. But here's the number that I have, because I did one today.
I've seen 4 different numbers for this.
With identity theft, what you can't see,
just hold on.
The lifeline
Why am I having a problem with this?
Stuff you can miss by just
Okay, never mind. Here, I go right here. Sorry.
Well, what did he try to do? Just like
Go to lifelock.com.
roll on paint? I can't tell what the hell this is. That's what he said.
This is the only number I use. Tell him that.
And that's the number I confirmed with him
Give
2
him that
months
number.
ago.
Tell him right now that that's the only number that I use in all my ads.
Remember the moment.
Thank you.
That's right.
Some people just piss me off.
I emailed you guys the driveway picture or the stamped concrete pictures.
It's not a good thing. I don't know what they did. I swear to God, it looks like they took a roller and rolled paint on. I mean, really, that's what it looks like.
It's not, well, I mean, I don't even see the paint, actually.
It's all paint.
Oh, I see, because that's the way it looked before. Oh, I see.
He's like rolled on some sort of sealant.
So that's why he didn't pay out the whole $68,581. He just paid out $65,000 some odd dollars. Okay? So bottom line here is that is not income to him. However, if he puts down these travel deductions, Joe Smith, 2,000, Howard, and then he paid him 1,000, and he paid George, 800. The only problem, you don't have to show receipts on your return. The only problem would be, because that is excessive, it may trigger a red flag, Steve, right? Isn't $68,000 excessive?
Yeah, money.
It depends on his income. Like, what's your income without that 68? What's your total gross income?
Last year, total gross was 78,000.
Now this is going to be this is going to be outrageous because on a 78,000, so you have basically on is 78 plus 68. So on $146,000 of income, you're going to show $68,000 in deductions, and that is going to be a trigger for an audit, right?
A huge audit flag.
I'm awful afraid of.
Yeah.
Tell them what'll happen.
So there's no guarantee you're going to get audited, but you're going to have an audit flag. So you need to be prepared before you file the return to address an audit. And the easiest way to do that is to just paper the document. And so you got to go and you go back, get a good accountant first, and then go through all your receipts and all your bank statements and determine how much money you gave to each individual
And you should have never paid them in cash.
Well, right. And the IRS hates cash. You can't track it. So you got to basically create a receipt or an affidavit for each employee. Say, confirm that I paid you X amount of dollars during this tax year. Have them sign off on it, and then put that in a file. And then when you get audited, you'll be ready to go. You just provide this documentation.
Now, what was he talking about? Chase is tracking everything, though. Didn't he say that?
Not with the cash.
Here's what
the
Chase
withdrawals.
is doing. Yeah, exactly. So
that doesn't mean anything.
I get paid separately on 2 different occasions. I get paid on Friday morning. I get paid my regular pay, which I have trackable receipts from. And then following that, on Friday evening, which is available by Monday morning, I get another check that specifically states per diem.
I understand that, but no matter what, nobody cares about that. That's easy. The hard part, and it's only if you get audited, you're going to claim $65,000 roughly in deductions, right? $65,000 that you paid to others. If they say, prove that you paid George $800 or prove that you paid Harry $2,000, you would have to prove it or they will disallow it. So worst case scenario, if they disallowed it, you would approximately be responsible for about $30,000 in taxes.
Yeah, but all those checks that he's talking about do say per diem on it. I mean, he's got an argument that they're given to him for cost of living or whatever it is.
And there's no, I understand that, but it's still income.
And I get that from my company because I told them
a good accountant's going to beat this in an audit if he did get flagged.
It doesn't matter that the company wrote a letter saying it's per diem. It doesn't matter that the check says per diem. They could say they did it because they liked your ass. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is how you deducted it. That's the only thing that matters, is how and why you deducted it. You're going, it's what I find is you're spending too much energy trying to prove what it was written for. No one cares. The money hit your account. Once it hits your account, it's income. What you need to do now is you need to show the deductions. That's all you have to worry about, is how do you prove you paid $65,000 to others. That's the only thing you have to prove.
Yeah, especially with employees that are no longer here as well. That I was.
But I doubt. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be.
Stay on the line.
Hold on, Dennis. Yes, stay on. Dennis has a comment. Go ahead, Dennis.
Hi, Tom. So I have employees that deal with per diem issues all the time.
Yeah.
There's a IRS bulletin on per diem, and a couple of the gotchas that you have to work out is that you have a taxable residence somewhere, and that he's going out from that taxable residence to a work site or a location away from it. And if that duration is over 1 year, then it's not something that he's able to deduct. And so there's quite a few rules dealing with per diem issues that he needs to watch out for.
So if they send you, let's say, to Wyoming, and you have to stay up there for more than a year, the per diem.
Say that I'm here.
The per diem that you get daily would not be deductible.
That's correct.
Oh, no. I mean, the deductible. I'm not talking about yours. Hold on. Yours is never deductible anyway. When you get a per diem, you only deduct your actual travel expenses. But what you're saying is he wouldn't be able to deduct his travel expenses if he's there more than a year because it's considered a residence.
That's exactly right.
I get it.
Wyoming would then become his permanent residence if he's there longer than a year.
Have you ever been on assignment for more than a year, Monty?
Haven't been on an assignment for more than a month.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, listen, I thank you that, Dennis, but where does he find out, where is that bulletin written?
If he goes to the IRS website and types in per diem, there'll be a whole tax bulletin on exactly what's required.
Thank you.
And that's good information, but I think in this particular instance, we're trying to deal with the money that he's taking and giving out to others, not necessarily the money that he's receiving.
That's the bottom line, is that...
I just don't want to owe him $148,000.
There's still a logical argument, though. If he's based in Colorado and they send him to Wyoming for a month, and it's evident he was in Wyoming for a month, there's going to be expenses associated with that.
His expenses for him. We're not talking about his expenses.
It's the cash that he's paying out to these other employees that he can't track.
He's paying thousands of dollars to other people. Monty, how many people are under you?
Oh my God. I have the entire Western Division, which
how many people have you paid? The $65,000 you paid out. How many different people were paid?
A guesstimate, probably over 100.
Okay. Now, do you see what we mean, Mark? He has to have 100 receipts.
Why not W-9 him?
That's kind of my question. If the IRS was going to call into question my whole whether or not I paid out per diem, wouldn't they go to the people that...
In fact, technically, he's probably supposed to be. If it's truly coming out of his account, I don't care who he works for, technically, they're probably supposed to get one.
Not 1099, they're supposed to get another.
Yeah.
Now, listen, this is a very good question. Here's another one, Monty. He's right. If you paid these people more than $600, you have to give them a 1099. Have you done that?
Never, because the company that always provided the 1099 to those employees on my behalf.
Okay, well, are they still doing that?
Yes. Actually, at this point,
you know what
they're doing is they're issuing me a paper saying we authorize you as the field superintendent to pay these people per diem.
Excellent.
Varies anywhere
He's just got to get a big boy accountant, as you put it. Everything sounds, the ducks are in a row.
Next question. Does your company have individual 1099s for the 100 people you paid to?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's an honest truth.
I think that they started doing it this way to make it easier on them.
If they have those 1099s, Bonnie, you are audit proof.
Yeah, that's perfect.
If they don't, you may have to do these other...
Now listen, man, here's what you should have done. And this is what Mark would have made me do, because he does it all the time. He would have a statement saying, I've been paid this much money. He would have a 1099. He would have their Social Security number, and all the information to issue a 1099. And he'd even make them sign something saying they work for other people as well, so I don't get popped as an employer. So if you have 1099 people, whenever you pay them out, you need to get all this information. I don't think you're going to get audited, okay? I just don't think so. But I will tell you this, that is one big red flag when you have that 68,000, because that constitutes a good percentage of your income.
Well, and it depends on the industry too, though.
So, it's almost 50% of your income you're claiming as a deduction right now. So all I'm going to say is this. You're not in trouble, Monty, because if push comes to shove, you just have to prove you paid out that much money.
So what I need to do, it sounds like from what you just told me, is that along with the letter of affirmation that I got from my company saying they gave me this much for per diem.
Nobody cares about that, okay?
That nobody cares. But I need to make sure that they have a 1099 on all employees. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. You have to make sure that that your company kept track of each per diem somehow. I don't care if it's a 1099. Just something you can give to from your company that says, here are 100 people and what I owed them, and this is what I paid them. Do you even know? Did you keep track of each guy that you paid?
No, I didn't.
You don't even know.
I rely on the schedule. I rely on the schedule that comes out every week.
Then you better hope there's a way.
Schedule, though.
You better hope that there is documentation to back up those deductions. That's all I have to say. And technically, if your company did not issue 1099s to the people for the per diem money, you were supposed to do that. The fun thing is there's not a big penalty for that. Right?
Yeah, he's fine. And Monty, if they have a schedule, ask for the schedule, and then put that in your file. So if you do get audited, this is what I paid. Here's the schedule. Here's my bank statements. Everything lines up.
And more than anything, my God, man, next year either give them a cashier's check or give them a check.
No,
don't give them cash.
Do it by check. Never pay by cash. Do it by check. Let's talk to David Salisbury. And this is a legal issue that comes up a lot. People say, Tom, I wrote my will out by hand. That's called holographic. But is there a problem with a holographic will? David Salisbury.
Well, Tom, there isn't. If it's all in your handwriting, it's signed, dated, and notarized. However, I've been running into them where it just, all it does is say, well, I want this to go to this person and this to that person. It's signed, it's dated, it's not notarized, it's not witnessed, and they don't name who the personal representative is. I mean, at the very least, you should say who your property goes to, and you should say who's going to be the personal representative. And again, it has to be all in your handwriting. So if it's one of these where you go to not Home Depot, but one of the places and get a form,
like office,
and it's
Max,
typed out, and you're just filling things in, you may find that it's not a valid will.
So it has to have essential elements. And you know what's amazing, David, is a simple will is what, $600, $700?
At the most.
At the most. And I'm telling you, he'll do free consultations if you call him, and then he'll tell you what to expect. So why not give him a call? Estates, estate planning, simple wills, complicated wills, trusts, or any probate issues. 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. Okay, this is the season that everyone is so dang busy with construction. It's going crazy. And I'm telling you that Genesis Total Exteriors is the place to call if you need something done. Now, they're called Genesis Total Exteriors, and right now they're busy with everything from roofing, gutters, painting, decks, fences, all the outside stuff, right? Now, they also, however, do interior remodeling, and they will get that done during the fall and winter months. So get on their schedule now for your project this winter, or call them for any project that you have, inside or out. And don't forget their solar windows that actually generate electricity passively and pay for themselves over time. Call about it. They're not any more expensive than normal good windows. 303-679-8509. 303-679-8509. GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
This report is brought to you by...
Let's start off with the good news, though. Earlier delays on northbound I-25 up north between Thornton Parkway and 144th. Well, it's let up a bit. It's migrating north, but that stretch has improved quite a bit. Northbound I-25 downtown, though, it's a mess. As normal approaching Alameda, watch out for delays. Doesn't let up until you get north of Spear. And northbound I-25 slow coming out of the... You got place at 8:30. Really let up until you get past Yale. The weather forecast. 10% chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a warm high of 85. Right now, a few clouds above and an even 80. For your traffic and weather, I'm Keith Wagner. 630 K-How. 15.
What you can't see can hurt you. But LifeLock can actually see threats to your identity. Stuff you can miss by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, you accident file. Go to LifeLock.com.
If you have hail damage or any dings or dents on your car where the paint is not chipped or cracked or damaged, don't ever get your car fixed anywhere but FlexidentColorado.com. That is a paintless dent repair place. That means that whether you have insurance or not, it's going to be your most economical, fast, efficient, and best way to get your car repaired. It's the preferred method because it doesn't disturb the paint and it leaves your car like new as if it never happened. FlexidentColorado.com. Even if you have a mixture of like paintless dent repair and some other ones, let them take a look at it. They can get you right in. They have multiple locations. They're on my referral list. They have years and years of experience. FlexidentColorado.com. 303-619-6273. 303-619-6273.
Tom, I listened to the spot,
yeah,
and this is the number that was played on the spot. this 888-628, which is not the number you showed.
Okay, then we need to pull those. I need to put new numbers in. How many recorded spots are in there? Ask him. And tell him if he sends me all the recorded spots, I'll redo them and send them back. We got to do that.
Tell Drew that?
Yes,
to
for
do
sure.
All the
yes,
spots.
and then I will redo them. Absolutely.
So phone number was wrong.
No, I did my phone number right, but there's a recorded one, an old one in the system. We got to change it out. He can't even send 1099s because he doesn't even know who he paid.
No, but he said there's a sheet.
There's some list that you paid from.
There's a schedule.
You have that list and you have his bank statements. You just line them up.
Either that, the other thing could be he's completely full of shit.
What?
He's going to get audited, though. I mean, that's half his income.
Just ask him.
I can't hear her.
He can't send the recorded spot.
He can't send them?
Make sure to
No, I don't have a way to send them to you. They're loaded into NextGen. I don't have a way to actually send them.
Oh, okay. Do you have a way to replace them if I send you new ones?
I can replace them, but I would send them to Miles because remember he had a fit last time. I replaced them without.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if we saw, okay, then I'll have to just go and make a list.
Yeah.
And go listen to what I have, and then replace all of them, and then send them through Miles.
So tired trying to see from behind the red in my eyes. No better than
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Steve Sissick is with us from Larson Tax Relief. We've had some good discussions. Now let's keep going here, okay? Jason, what's happening? We have pictures of the dad's driveway, and we looked at it. So here's the deal. He said he would either make it right, I don't know how he's going to do that, or he's going to give you a refund. Here's the deal. All he did was put on paint, right? That's all he did.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and it's a lousy job at that. So why not? I wonder if he can probably, first of all, I don't even know what needed to be done to it. Usually they just seal it, you know. Did it have the color, was the color all faded from this stamped concrete?
No, the color was still pretty good.
Then I don't know why, I don't know why your dad had anything done. It should have been just sealed.
The guy came to his door.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So what we need to do is have it kind of sandblasted or whatever, you know, bead blasted or whatever, get all that paint off, get it back to its natural finish, and then seal it.
So he needs to take the refund. Huh?
Well, I don't know if he wants the refund. I mean, it might cost more than that to get it done. If this guy, I would just ask this guy to remove it. Just remove everything and get a refund. I mean, you know, if he gets just a refund, I don't know if he has enough to redo this. I mean, no matter what, your dad's screwed. I mean, your dad made a big mistake. Right? I mean, that doesn't mean we can't help him, right? But he made a mistake. So let's try to help. I would call the guy and say, we looked at the job. Jason, did you call him yet? Tell him, look.
No,
first of all, I think you need to get an estimate of what it's going to cost to bead blast that or to sandblast it. You got to get that old finish off. It's going to ruin the driveway.
Yep, that's correct.
So however much it'll take to strip it, that's what you need in addition to your refund. In addition to your refund. Unless this guy will come and strip it. But if he strips it...
Hell, he might do more damage stripping it.
If this guy strips it and seals it the correct way, then you don't need any money back. But I'm not sure he has the skill to do it. Ask him if he's willing to make this right. Tell him we looked at it. To make it right, he's going to have to strip it and then restain and seal it. Unless the color's still there. I don't know what's going to happen when he sandblasts this. It sucks, Jason. Your dad, you know, fell for a scam. I don't, and actually it's not a scam. This guy actually did paint it. But who in their right mind would ever paint stamped concrete like that?
It's so bad looking. I wouldn't even deal with this.
Jason, what was the original color?
It had blues and reds in it.
And what color is that paint? White?
Blues and reds?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, if you can get your money back, at least you got something. But then you have to have this thing stripped. You have to have it, stained, and you have to have it done.
It's like he bought a can of paint and a roller and rolled the guy's stamped concrete with white paint.
Okay, 303-713-TALK. Carrie, what's going on, Carrie?
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
Man, I got a lot going on. First of all, my sister passed away last year. My dad did. My brother's got dementia, and I've got a mom's turned 87. I'm having to help take care of everybody.
God.
And
what do you need help with?
Well, my brother's got a neighbor that keeps us suing him or filing complaints against him, and the towns where I take him to court, or the guy caused the town to take him to court once, but we got it stopped because, hey, he's sick. He's got frontal temporal dementia. He got diagnosed in 14, and he's dying. I mean, he's got, like, according to what I read on the internet, he's got 5 years after they diagnose it. I'm just trying to get this guy off my back, or off my brother's back, I should say, and leave us alone.
What is he after him for?
Well, this last one was weeds. Then the time before that was two chickens in his yard, and the time before that
are they real problems?
They're not real problems.
Well, no, what I mean is the guy might be a pain in the ass, but is he complaining about real stuff, like the weeds were really overgrown?
Yeah, but here's the point. The point is that he only filed a complaint against my brother and no one else in the neighborhood who had just as many weeds that were just as tall as my brother.
How many times, Mark, have we handled this kind of stuff? It's just, what do you do? What do you do when you have a neighbor that just sucks?
Well, and I guarantee if you talk to that other neighbor, there's probably a whole different side to it.
Ask about what?
Carrie's had a terrible year. I feel so
I know.
bad for him, Tom.
He told me about everything going wrong. It's terrible. And he's just trying to help his brother out. But really, what is the answer with a neighbor? What is the answer? If the neighbor's nitpicking and a pain in the ass, what do you do about it?
Here's my answer to it. And what I've been trying to do is I've been filing complaints against him. I've gone through all the town ordinances and then just started barraging him with ordinance violations. And the cops
you expect him to stop now?
Huh?
The cops won't believe you because they know what's going on. I mean, they can see it.
Well, right now, I tried to file a harassment charge against him. He says, well, the time limit's out. I said,
for what? What's harassment?
Well, that's just it. What is harassment?
There is no harassment. You don't have harassment on him. No. You guys have a neighbor dispute. I don't know what to tell you. Does your brother live there alone?
No, we got him in a nursing home. He's been filed on twice now. He's been in a nursing home.
Oh, wait. So who's at the house?
No one. He's got an actual 2 acres.
What about selling it?
Can't do that very easily because he's allergic to chicken eggs and he has to have goose eggs, so we're keeping the geese there.
What the hell?
So you can't sell a house because he needs goose eggs?
No, it's property. It's land. It's agricultural property.
Okay, where is it located roughly?
It's in Akron, Colorado.
Okay, so this is a vacant lot. It belongs to your brother. And the neighbor just sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, ignore him. How about that? Just ignore him.
How can you do that when the sheriff shows up at your mom's house constantly wanting for complaints?
Okay, when he shows up, what does the sheriff do?
Oh, they tell you have to get stuff. Matter of fact, they came over and made us give him a run.
Give me the latest complaint.
The latest complaint was the deal with the weeds.
Okay, so were the weeds really overgrown?
Yes.
Okay, so you went and mowed them, right?
Yeah, we mowed them.
Okay, now what was the previous complaint?
Previous complaint, he had chickens running at large.
Did he?
He had two.
Okay, well then,
2 chickens on his land.
Well, Carrie, then there are problems.
Yeah, but he doesn't go after the other neighbors.
He doesn't have to. I mean, he might just not like your brother. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's a pain, but there's nothing, there's nothing illegal about it.
But what's the deal? Okay, tell me more about, if you know, tell me more about the bias-motivated crime, which is under Title 18, Section 9, 121.
Okay.
If you're mentally disabled.
Okay, hold on a second, right? Hold on. Carrie is reaching for straws. Okay? He's a drowning man reaching for a straw to try to stay afloat. Okay? And he's talking about a federal action of discrimination against those mentally handicapped. It's never going to happen. First of all, Carrie, because your brother doesn't live there and he's not doing it against your brother. He's doing it against the property. Let's talk about Fuller Law, John Fuller for personal injuries. 303-597-4500. If you need help, John Fuller can help. If you've been injured due to the negligence of someone else, our system says you should be reimbursed. What you have to do is prove your loss. You have to show your loss. John Fuller can help evaluate your case and bring it to trial if he needs to. He can also fight insurance companies for you, like the other person's insurance company or even your own if you're being treated unfairly. PersonalInjuryCO.com. John Fuller. On my referral list at referrallist.com. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. John Fuller.
This report brought to you by...
My stomach's at it now.
Troubles up in the high country.
What do you mean? That thing I get every now and then. It's like I'm allergic to something.
Well, what was it?
Think where I get to. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
What have I done?
Well, you didn't have this. You always said it was caffeine, so it's probably not caffeine.
Maybe it's not the caffeine.
No.
You don't have. You're used to Crush Coke.
That would be a headache.
I start feeling sick to my stomach. It's like,
but how about vitamins you did this morning?
Yeah, I did vitamins. But
yeah, vitamins without food.
What I had
could make you.
I had a multivitamin that would make me feel putrid, and it finally dawned on me. It took me forever to figure out what it was.
Mark, I do the same thing all the time.
I eat gummies now. For vitamins, because the pills will make me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't say. I just all of a sudden I get weird.
Edibles is what he meant.
It happens. How much time
Different
do I have? If not, Mark can start it. We don't have a spot, right?
No, you're done.
I just want to. I just want to go.
Oh shit! Don't puke.
And stabilizers. Our process with sand and cement.
What do you guys want to push, Steve?
Chemicals, and it lasts. Call Advanced Mud Jacking at 303.
Let's do 941.
Advanced Mud Jacking is the leader in concrete lifting and stabilization. Call Advanced Mud Jacking at 303-424-9441. Or send me a
Make
note.
sure you get.
Advanced
Oh,
Mud
okay.
Jacking at
So if you haven't paid your
It only takes a
941,
minute to find out if you may have
filed, you haven't paid.
And you can do it at Do I Have
Could be
Prediabetes?
trouble for your business and for you. If you don't get it taken care of, get serious pretty quick. Just fun the whole thing.
I'm sure you've got a
That
perfectly
would
good
be
excuse. Kids,
any
work,
because GM contractor out there is listening to this.
So what better time
Who
than
knows
now?
his wife's not paying
Let's
the
begin.
taxes or whatever.
Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60.
Figured out how I dropped those
2 over
two
50.
inputs out.
1 over 40.
I had a
1 more if you're not
closing
physically
this.
active. Another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes. Another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger. 2 if you're very overweight. And 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio pre-diabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Pre-Diabetes Awareness Partners.
Sean Hannity lives here. Really, he lives here. He's got a cot in the back. Just ask him.
Oh, you want to come back to my place for a cup of coffee?
This afternoon at 1.
This is my mom, this is my dad.
6:30, K-How.
perfect. Go. You okay?
Yeah, no. I'm gag. Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-703-8255. So what do we do, Mark, about this problem? What do you do? When so, it's a legit problem. I mean, you might have a neighbor who's a pain in the ass. But in this case, the guy's not even living there. Hey, Carrie, what's your brother's first name? Is Mike disabled? So listen, all you can do is ignore this. If they come to the house, you say, look, my brother's incapacitated, deal with him, it's not our property. That's all you do. They're not going to do anything. I mean, really. I think right now, he's getting a reaction. If he doesn't get a reaction, what are they going to do? What municipality is this? You said Akron? Is it the town or is it a county? Which county? Washington, okay. So what if they just ignore it? They come to the house about weeds and say, I'm sorry, officer, but this is my son's property or my brother's property, and he's incapacitated, period. Okay, well then what? Then what? What are they going to do? They can't do anything to you. They can't do anything to your mom. And what are they going to do? They're not going to take the property. What are they going to do? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
How long would it take just to cut the weeds off?
What I'm saying is that you do not have a case against that. What I'm saying, bottom line, you do not have a case against the neighbor. Okay, you can try to look in the books and this title, whatever you said. It's just not going to work. Okay, you can't. Do you know how much it would take? Do you know how much it would take to bring a case like that?
It's not a deal. I mean.
My God, it's not worth your energy. Just forget the guy. Truly, Carrie, how often do the complaints come? Without exaggerating, truly. Without exaggerating, just tell me how much in between. Oh, okay, every 3 or 4 months. That doesn't sound like someone who's hounding you. You get a complaint every 3 or 4 months. Come on. It is. The guy's a petty guy. The guy's a petty guy.
Hey, I hate to switch subjects, but my God, I don't know what else to tell him.
No, we're done. Okay, go. Let's talk.
Lazy Days.
Oh, Lazy Days. Good.
RV.
Yes.
The owner of the company flew out to Denver today, and he's going to go look at
the president.
The president,
yeah,
or the CEO, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
He flew out. He's going to look at that unit today, and we'll have a great update tomorrow.
The whole idea is that Lazy Days sold a unit from a manufacturer, Forest River, and there were a lot of defects, not covered under warranty because they say it is cosmetic. That's what the manufacturer says.
That is correct.
Lazy Days says, well, we can't do anything about it. It's the manufacturer's warranty and they won't cover it. But at the same time, the question is, why did Lazy Days sell it? Well, they said it was brand new from the factory. So is it Lazy Days' problem that there were defects in it? No.
Well,
it's the manufacturer.
No, it gets weirder, though, because at one point they told the lady, we're going to fix all this stuff that we know about.
But they thought it was under warranty, right?
Yeah, and the whole thing is they knew all these problems were there when they sold it. They never disclosed it. I don't know disclosure law when it comes to an RV.
Well, if it's brand new, what are the problems? That's what I want to know. If it's a brand new unit,
it's got a wavy wall. It's got bubbles all over the top, almost like they spray painted it when there was debris under it. Something bizarre like that. Yes, but shouldn't you know? If you bought a brand new car, wouldn't you want to know?
But here's what I'm saying, Mark. Do you think it's possible Lazy Days did not know about the defects?
No, they knew about them prior to selling. Do I know if the salesman himself knew? The actual someone there, the service department, knew about that unit and the problems. There's no doubt about that.
It's an odd one.
But we'll know tomorrow. I'm hoping this guy just steps up and says, if he sells a lot of these, he should have the power to go to the manufacturer and say, come on, I need help on this one.
I know, that's true. Or they're big enough, maybe they take care of it. But we'll report back on that. Steve Sizik, with Larson Tax Relief, the next deadline is when for the extensions? October?
So corporates are in September, personals are in October.
September what?
15th.
And October 15th?
Correct.
Okay. So as far as tax problems, why do people wait? It's not. It won't get better. Isn't it better to deal with it early? Earlier the better. Always.
Always. And it's tough. I mean, you would get an IRS notice. It's paralysis, by misunderstanding and fear, and then that's why the IRS hammers you so hard.
But the moral is it'll never go away or get better.
Yeah, you got to take care of it now, or else it's going to come back.
And by the way, they're available 844 Larson Tax. 844 Larson Tax. Save all your problems. For me, Troubleshooter Tom Martino, and referralist.com.